stream. All right.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
So we have Kamui and more. I was really hoping you guys would say your own names, but I guess the dramatic pause wasn't enough to.
Hello, everybody. My name is the Immortal Phoenix.
And we have Mello, but I'll just say his name since he's on mute, anyways. Hey.
Oh, but you'll say his name.
Okay, well, hey, Kamui, if you mute right now, I will say your name, even though I've already said it.
I can mute in a way that you can't tell I'm muted.
Yeah, okay, well, I mean, at that point, you might as well just not say anything out loud, and that's effectively being mute.
I agree. I'm on the treadmill, so I can't hit the other mute. Just say my name, okay?
I already did, okay? We have Kamui here, alright! So, no, Walky Talkers. And today, we're talking about...
A lot of things.
The topic of the stream, at the very least, is Chapter 22, spoilers inbound.
Oh, yeah.
But...
yeah.
Did we want to start with that, or did we want to start with the gauntlet? We'll probably wait for Mello for the gauntlet, but we probably started early.
We'll wait for Mello for the gauntlet.
Okay. So, Chapter 22 spoilers, guys. Crazy, huh? They're out.
I thought we were waiting for Mello.
Okay, I already started straight. What do you want to do while we're waiting?
Okay, well, let's go ahead and... Okay, I have an indirect way of doing the spoilers and waiting for Mello.
Okay.
Go to intro topics.
I will share my screen. All right.
So again, this is indirectly the spoilers, but the point isn't the spoilers, and that's how it's a compromise. So click on the post.
I have. And
I think we can just take turns reading.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Well, I guess I'll start. So this is from Kaz, the Twitter post from Kaz D189.
We suspect to be Troy's alt, and you'll see why very soon.
And left bracket full glaze, right bracket. Even a simple page such as the sneak peek demonstrates such mastery. Often Ikimoto will make sure the direction of action matches the direction that you are supposed to read the panels in. I'll explain more below. We'll just skip past the spoilers, but alright.
Yeah.
So I don't...
The next thing, which is just... I don't really understand how Twitter works, but... So I don't know what order this was actually stated.
I agree.
Mikio Ikimoto understands readability and page flow far greater than a lot of his peers. I don't care what anyone says. No one can convince me otherwise.
And he continues that tweet by saying...
Immortal, would you like to go next?
No. And why are we reading the tweets?
For relevance reasons. Well, I guess I'll go then. So, due in large part to his admiration for Akira Toriyama, a genius in those aspects. All right, Immortal, chance number 2. Would you like to take it away?
I guess.
Okay.
As your eyes start at the top of the right panel and moves across horizontally to the left, two things occur. Sorry. First, we see Jorah exiting the claw grime in the same direction our eyes are moving, and then subsequently, we see Miski noticing the movement as we continue with our eyes. So, okay.
Okay, and did a little red arrow here in case it wasn't clear, but...
So we see a red arrow also on the next one from Jorah's Renegon to the claw grime's trapezius muscles. And it says, the next panel, we see that Jorah is leaving the claw grime by pushing his hand down on its face to raise himself. This is laid out so that our eyes are moving from the top left to the bottom right. the layout itself helps us imagine motion. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. How is this movement
Did he
going
flip it?
from top left to bottom right?
If anything, it makes sense the other way around.
Yeah, like he's pushing his elbow direction would be top right to bottom left. Or if we were looking bottom to up, like bottom left to top right. I think he's just wrong on that one.
Okay. Finally, as our eyes move from the bottom left to the bottom right, the motion of going left to right is in line with Mitsuki reacting by turning his body counterclockwise in the panel. So our eyes naturally follow as he is turning. So is he implying our eyes turn counterclockwise? I guess so.
I have no idea.
So I think what he's trying to say is like kind of the way it's kind of circular-ish. It would be like going from top left to bottom right in like but a circular-y way. But the problem is that's not how you read the manga. You don't read Mitsuki then Jura. You go Jura then Mitsuki. So if anything, Mitsuki's panel should have come first. Or that should have been the top left panel, and then you get Jura. Then that would have worked.
I mean, I'll be honest, from what I see, I don't think Mitsuki is turning at all. I don't think he's moving clockwise or counterclockwise. I think he's just like looking straight ahead, and he just always was.
It's just the speed lines like every other panel. But he continues to say, overall, the entire page is laid out in such a way that just with the basic reading structure of manga, you get all motion depicted for you with simple glances. That's what I mean by mastery, and it's a skill that many people think lots of artists.
I don't know.
Many people think lots of artists, but the reality is different. So I'm gonna be honest. So, well, for obvious reasons, the Troy parallel is like the first two things with the whole like it's movie choreography thing. I was like, okay, this is Troy, but I'm fine with this left to right one, the one that's very horizontally, the top three panels, Cloggine, Jura, Mitsuki. That's true. The other ones I think are just wrong.
Well, I mean, I disagree with the way he explained it. If anything, it's the opposite of what they explained. With the way he was explaining it, you would move the Mitsuki panel in the top left to the top right. Because the claw grime is looking to the right, and Mitsuki is looking to the left, and they're looking away from one another, when in reality, they're facing one another.
Well, it depends on whether... Well, hold on. Actually, let's go to chapter 20.
They definitely are, if you remember.
And see where they leave off. In terms of whether I'm guessing Mitsuki's facing the clock. It'd be pretty stupid if he wasn't.
Yes.
But
well, to be fair, based on what happens with Boruto teleporting, who knows where Mitsuki is?
True.
But let's see what they do here. I'll also red filter. Okay. Okay, so last time we see them is right here. And it's unclear based on this, but if we go to the previous page, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6. Okay, so we're like the middle of the chapter now. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is the last indication we have of the direction that they're facing. So yes, Mitsuki is facing to the right, and the claw grime is facing to the left, which is the exact opposite of what's happening here.
Yeah.
So at the very least,
Of
just
course,
flip these.
They could be like flip directions, but they should be facing each other. Is the point?
Can we? Okay, hang on, because the weird hair curl on Mitsuki is on his left eye here, I assume. So how do I? There's just definitely no way to tell.
Yeah, because his hair can kind of just blow around.
But I'm gonna say it's backwards. Mello!
Oh, what's up? Howdy, what's up?
What's up?
Hello.
Phoenix, hi. Oodie, hi.
What's up, Mello?
Kamui, what's up? Although that's incognito Kamui, so what's good? I can barely recognize you. That stash.
Mello, have you seen?
Let
Oh
Bar
yeah.
know. So if they pop up, they pop up. But
Oh,
that's
okay,
fine.
okay. Yeah. Mello, have you seen the mastery of the spoiler page?
I looked it up online. It looks like if I saw the correct thing, I think it had Mitsuki in there and the guy coming out of the claw grime. Am I correct?
Yeah, and
Yes,
well,
but-
you did leave off the part that really pops out at you. You know, the movie level choreography
masterful
they're doing.
aspect. Yeah, the movie like choreography.
Let me know what I missed.
Well,
Yeah.
Mello,
Give
if
me a
you were
bag.
to draw a red arrow on the page,
Mhm.
how would you do so?
Anywhere in particular I need to draw a red arrow? Or
Well,
something? I don't know.
which
Well, the most
direction do
movie-like
your
way.
which direction do your eyes move when you read the page?
I don't even know, to be honest. Sometimes left, sometimes right. I get confused. Like the
Well,
manga and
oh,
comic book
absolutely,
thing kind
manga
of throws
comic
me
is
off a bit.
ridiculous with that. But the claw grimes, because manga you read right to left, so the claw grimes, the first thing you see, it's pointing to the right. The middle panel, it's still looking to the right, and then the left panel, Mitsuki's looking to the left, and very seamless that the way that you're supposed to read that, obviously. As Mitsuki and the clawgram are staring down one another, as Mitsuki, as we last saw, was on the left and the clawgram's on the right. So very, very symbolic how they're doing it there.
I will say how they structured the panel is a little odd, with Mitsuki just looking off, like, out of the page. They should have put him,
Wait,
like,
Mello. You think it looks
where the-
odd? You don't think it was masterful?
oh, you know, I was listening to you guys read the fucking slurp session.
Yeah,
of
because
whoever that was.
Kaz would have some words for you, Mello, as you can tell.
I'm
All right,
sure.
Mello,
But
continue actually, though.
yeah, no, one problem I do have with the Boruto, one of many, with the Boruto fan base is the over the excessive. I don't even want to use the term glazing because it's so like
It's even beyond that.
normie. It's so typical now. So me being a contrarian, I can't use it anymore. But like it's so that though, right? It's like Boruto fans, those fanboys. Like I'm a fan. I'm not a fanboy. Like anything Ikimoto posts, anything Boruto, like anything, it could be absolutely nothing. Just like a page of some dude staring into like the fucking ether, and they'll think it's a master class. And when you do
They'll
stuff
say they're
like that, you look like a
farming.
yeah, like you look like a joke. Like you look. No one will ever take you seriously. No one will take your series seriously that you're following, and nobody's gonna take like the fan base as a whole seriously when you do stupid shit like that. So I don't know why they do that. Like you can have constructive criticisms for the series. I think that's actually really good. But that over excessive glazing is just nasty work. But you know,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna be honest. So
yeah.
like, I'm a huge Boruto fan, obviously, but every time I see these types of posts, I just actively hate the series more.
I don't know if there's a better
It's just
word for
true.
this. I think
Sorry, my
it's
bad.
it's something akin to like Boy Who Cried Wolf, but they're not lying. So I don't know if that like applies, but it's like if they hype up everything, then whenever it actually is serious and good, it's going to be the same as whenever people are just staring or whatever.
Exactly. It doesn't make
real
anything
quick,
stand out.
my mic was muted for my entire answer.
Ooh.
So nobody in my stream. So just like a
Oh,
Cliff
shoot.
Notes version. All I was saying was for my chat is that I don't like how one thing I don't like about the Boruto fan base is how they glaze the series. No matter what's posted by Ikimoto or whoever, no matter what it is, even if it's something super simple like someone staring off into like the air or whatever, they'll glaze it and pretend like it's like God's gift to Earth. And I think that just makes the fan base a joke. You as an individual a joke, and it makes people like look at your series as a joke. So that's all I was really saying. But yeah.
And if you wanted to hear Mello say that in his own words for the first time, definitely check out the Walky Talky podcast. And while you're there, you might as well subscribe. Hey, you might be
Only
the
5
thousandth
Just
subscriber.
Only 5 people. 5 people. Nobody else has to do it. Just 5.
Just 5. Please.
Are you 5 away from 1,000?
Yeah, we're at 995.
Unless we drop one again.
See, I never count the total until I'm at least like 20 over. Because like you'll go to 1,000, then you'll be like 98, then it'll be like 1,000, then it'll be like 97.
Yeah.
Like 1,005, then like 90.
Kamui, do you know how that works? Because I'm assuming that probably will happen to us. Like, is it a thing like at 1,000 to where I can just turn it on and it just permanently stays on, or is it just like automatically turn on, and that if we dip below 1,000, it'll automatically turn off? Like, how does it work?
I don't know if it turns off. That never happened to me, but
You don't need 1,000.
But you know what? Let's just have 10 people subscribe to play it.
To play safe.
10 Mello people watching. Just subscribe. You don't have to watch a single stream. Just subscribe.
You need 500 to turn on
That's a nice
donations. You need
assumption.
1,000 for the ads or whatever.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think with
how
our
many
10
hundred?
billion videos, we'll make some money.
Was it 100 you said? 500?
500 for the donations, yeah.
Okay. I'm so not active right now. 'Cause I was about to say I gotta get busy on my streaming channel. Then I'm almost at 500, but nah, I have to pick that up a little bit later.
Gotcha.
Can you guys hear me now? Chat, just let me know. Sorry, audio check, visual check. Let me know. So what were you guys talking about?
Well, we're talking about how on this panel your eyes are just naturally drawn from the top left to the bottom right.
Reading Kaz tweet or whatever.
As you can
Makes
tell
that
through the
arrow
red
that is
arrow.
drawn from the top right to the bottom left.
Yeah, as you can tell through the red arrow drawn straight down. Obviously, top left to bottom right. It's natural.
What are you guys talking about? What the fuck?
How we disagree with Kaz.
So, Mello, which direction is Mitsuki turning in this panel?
I mean, I suppose I would have to look at the last panel that Mitsuki was in prior to this one.
Yeah, I got it for you. It's right here.
I wouldn't be able to do because I don't know if this is the first page of the new chapter or like the middle page or the last page.
I got you.
So you can give me like a panel where he was in like in 21, and then I'll be able to like ascertain from that, but it wouldn't be accurate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because he might just never be shown until this specific moment in the entire chapter of 22. But I think you get my point. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so you're absolutely right with that. But if we had to play the likelihood game, I would say it's most likely that Mitsuki is looking the same direction as he was before because, spoiler alert, he was looking at the clock guy. Makes sense. That is his enemy. He's got basically a dead person, a knocked out ally, and one other person. He should probably be weary of his enemies by looking at them. So if he's just back two, that's just dumb. Unless, like, hypothetically, one just comes out of the sand behind him right before Jorah shows up. And whereas that's possible, they don't seem to be underground right now.
Low key,
So,
that'd be really cool.
unlikely.
Like horror vibes. Like they're almost zombies coming out of a grave. Like their hands are reaching up to like grab your ankles, like pull you down, almost like the like Kakashi's
I have a question
jutsu.
for you guys.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, that would be cool, but I haven't. Real quick, Mello. That's just a follow-up idea to that. Is kind of stupid, but like Matsuru's trees are talking to her and all. It would be cool if one or more of those trees had the ability to turn into a claw grind at will, so that they could just come out of the ground, and
Or
that
just,
could
like-
be used for like an off-guard thing.
Or just like Hashirama's wood style, like it just like reaches up and just wraps a vine around your ankle or whatever.
Yeah, especially with Jorah being probably able to control it as the
Yeah.
Pintails himself.
And
I go ahead, Mello.
Oh no, you're fine. This panel, what do we think is going to happen when Jorah shows
What
up on the
panel?
battlefield?
Okay.
You're
I'm
talking
It's in
about
the
the
chat.
the
Yeah, scroll up a
spoiler,
little
yeah.
bit.
I'm glad
Oh,
you're getting
so-
into that because I wanted to go over everything it might be, but probably isn't. So, first of all, are we sure this is Jorah? Could it be someone else? Plot twist.
Well, it could. Probably not.
Likewise, is this really Mitsuki? I'm just throwing it out
What is
there.
he talking about?
There's a lot of people there.
Maybe
Koji told Boruto transformation jutsu trick Jura because hypothetically, if Jura just doesn't see Boruto there and he has a good like favor with the leaf, he might just transform into Mitsuki just in case it might work. That's a real possibility.
But he's got good acting skills in that case because Mitsuki looks very surprised.
He's got to sell it.
You were definitely inspired by your My Hero.
Bro, Mello.
This one was a doozy, bro. I was sitting here trying to figure, like, where is he going with this one? I want to see how you...
Exactly where.
What the fuck are you talking?
He said he did a transformation jutsu.
Likewise,
is that Jura and is that bro? Have you? Ain't nobody wearing that toupee, brother. That is definitely Jura.
Okay,
nobody wearing that shit on their head.
I got a couple other possibilities.
Like coming out of a vagina. What is he like? Look at that collar. Like, no,
that toupee is very.
Oh
British,
shit!
bro.
This bro's.
I don't think
man,
he mimic that.
Bro's out here trying to look like Cell. Oh, that's
coming out the clam and shit. Like, what is like surprise motherfucker? What's going on? Like, I don't know, but. Yeah, I'm sick of these grinds too. They just like don't do shit, and they just kind of there to get them from point A to point B.
Real convenient.
They're basically like flying Raijin Shuriken at this point. That just like walk around. They're fucking worthless, bro.
It's just because Boruto has flying Raijin because he needed it to get away, and now the enemies need it to get to Boruto. So it's just convenience on both sides.
By the way, suck to be a claw grind.
Well, maybe not. They might not even know that they exist, so they wouldn't even have a concept of suck. But I get your point. I'm not trying to be like super anal about it. But
well, they say that what are these things called again? God damn it. Which Jura? No, not claw grind.
Shinju?
Yeah, the Shinju. They're the only ones that have actual thoughts. Like, what do they call sentience?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So they're probably just raging monsters that just do what they're told. Because they have no allegiance to nobody, it looks like. Their allegiance definitely isn't to Code.
Yeah,
no, they definitely obeyed the Shinju.
I don't know. It seems like Code or the Shinju are able to control them, but whenever they're not controlled, they're able to just go do whatever they want.
Coding control.
We don't know what they're doing otherwise because they never really address what happened to all those clock in the village.
It's like I'm sorry, what were we saying? Phoenix? I thought you were about to say something. Oh no. All right, my bad. So fuck, what was I about? So something weird I just kind of want to bring up real quick. Jura's not Jura, Ishiki's dialogue when he's like a ghost smoke spirit visiting Code. He said, like, hop from planet to planet, devouring worlds. Did he not think that Code would run into other Otsutsuki during this process?
Because he surely isn't equipped to handle them.
That depends.
I don't know either way. So sorry, was almost finished with the point. And then also, like, if that is the case, what does this say about the power level of like the average Otsutsuki that this guy, like, if he thinks he's going to be running into his own kind, that he might feel confident that Code could like handle that business. That's just something interesting. I was just like wondering, like, because I'm looking at Code now, I'm looking at the landscape, power wise, all this stuff. I'm like, this is so low tier shit we're seeing right now. Like,
yeah,
from our perspective, it's all high tier. I'm not talking about the quality of the manga. I'm talking about like the power levels in the story itself. I think we're like in our Nappa Saiyan saga, and I think like Ishiki was Raditz, that type shit. So right now, like, Jura seems to be like the biggest, baddest dude we've ever seen, and maybe, yeah, sure, whatever. But I think he's so fucking weak in comparison to like what's out there that like right now, like, there's a Frieza out there some fucking place. There's like a Sail or a Majin Buu some fucking place out there. There's a Beerus out there in this world. I believe that, and I don't know. It's just super interesting. I don't want to spend too much time on it. It just I want to move this shit along a little bit more.
Somebody says something to me. Sorry, just real quick. Somebody has said something interesting regarding that. They had said, I can't remember who it was who said that. But basically what they said was, Ishiki, when he popped up to Code after he died, he said something specific to him, like "Don't let the Otsutsuki will die" or something like that, or "I won't let it die with me." And he wanted
almost like the
Cold
last
to,
one.
yeah, exactly. So you think that could be something that's a possibility? Like there maybe isn't that many Otsutsuki out there besides like Boruto and Kawaki, of course, because they're full Otsutsuki. Like maybe they're going extinct in a way, possibly.
I just realized that the person you're talking about was me because I came up with that idea.
No,
years ago.
this was like I swear I either read it and this was like recently.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this was
Well,
recently. Probably Bar or Black Lucia said it or something like that. So I don't know, or maybe I read it in a comment, or possibly it was you. I don't remember, but I just know I heard.
I think it's possible. Yeah, I think it's possible. I kind of figured, like when it first was said, I was saying like, yeah, that's weird that he said it like that. It's almost as if there aren't any more out there. So it was kind of like super interesting, but at the time, but yeah. But yeah. So Jura, he comes out of the. Sorry.
That could make sense to why he was so confident in Code. And then Code supposedly had limiters, and I'm pretty sure he was aware of that. Pretty sure he assumed that Code would go to get his limiters removed, making him stronger than what he was.
See, I think another point to that was he might be like super cocky and confident in Code because Code has his power. So it's almost like I'm cooking everybody because you have my power. Type shit. So that might be like
some kind of not a goddamn thing with it.
I mean, no, he does. His level of power is because of Ishiki. There's other factors too, but it's Ishiki Shibai and his cyborg body primarily, unless there's some other secret Uzumaki shit. But at that point, who fucking cares about the Uzumaki? But yeah. So he definitely uses the power. What I really want to do is sit down and just take the time to do this because I don't think anybody else in this community is going to do this. And I want to prove that Code is just Ishiki plus. Because I feel like the problem with this community when it comes to like scaling and trying to get an accurate representation, it's the Jigen Code, it's the Jigen Ishiki shit. It's like the bane of the community's existence when it comes to power scaling. Like, these motherfuckers cannot get over the stronger than Jigen, but we can't quantify if he's over. Like, I'm so sick of that shit. So I just want to like go through the material as best as I can. And I'm not going to try to like form the information to fit my conclusion. So if I'm wrong on this matter, but I kind of want to, I think I've done that to a degree, but I just kind of want to get that shit done because I'm sick of that shit, but
Would you say that the tier of power that we're in like Tubu Vortex is Ishiki plus? Like as far as like Jura and other Shinju, Boruto, of that ilk?
I think Code is Ishiki plus. So everything beyond that point is Ishiki plus. But when I scale for like the community, I don't really use it that way. Because I this community is super sensitive. Like if I say something like they tether their personalities and their whole like, not whoever this applies to, the hypothetical them or you or whoever. It's like they tether their personalities, their whole like being to this series. It's fucking bizarre. So if I say something like critical about Boruto's character, they lose their fucking minds. They just fucking spaz out and start like going full retard or some shit. So
you know what's crazy? I give no damn about what people be thinking about my opinion. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. So I say cook.
It's not even that, because it's not that I care like that much. It's more so like I don't want to be bothered having to like explain like the whole process over and over. It's just exhausting. It's like I think I'm just gonna make one just giant video and just like
I was about to say just one and done it. Like
just be done with that shit.
If somebody asks you, it's like just refer to my last video if you want to know so bad.
How about you write an entire essay in the comments?
I know, bro. Dudes be like in my comments, like fucking trying to debate me and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to debate you. You lost the debate because you didn't reply. It's like, bitch, I'm not replying to bro. I got a life. The fuck you think I'm gonna sit up here for like an hour and shoot the shit with you over fucking text in the comment section? Are you crazy? 2025, bitch. Get on Discord. I'll cook you live.
I heart the comment. Let's call it a day.
I try not to engage with the comment. I don't want to get into a back and forth because that's just a lot of wasted time and energy that I could be putting into something else other than talking to you about something that really just doesn't matter in the end.
Yeah, it's like, I just don't
We
understand.
love
like,
your comments,
Code-
though, guys. But as far as Boruto, though, the leaks, so I didn't see none of the leaks. What do you guys got?
There's no leak.
It's just
There
that one
is
panel up top.
this page.
What?
A full
What?
page was
Did
leaked.
I
Link to the
fucking
It's
did I
not a-
clickbait?
It's
everybody?
leaked. It's out early. The chapter is not out. It is a leak.
But we've
It
been
is-
doing this song
No,
and
no,
dance
no,
for
no.
years now.
Dude,
We should know around
dude.
the 15th.
Well, okay, so
Dude, tell me
you're-
what
so
is
you're
leaked?
pulling up
What's
on
the
board,
leak?
so though.
The
What do you
sneak
know that I
peek
don't
is
know?
the sneak peek is leaked.
That's not no. It's on the website.
It is
That's not a
a
sneak
leak.
peek.
Yeah,
it's
the
still
on
website
It's
leaked
not
it.
leaked.
The website
it's
leaked
not
it.
on the website.
No, leaks come from unofficial sources.
Yeah,
What?
that's true.
So if the official source
like a
releases
promo.
it's not a
It's an
leak. It's just
official
a sneak
leak.
peek. It's just a
It's
preview.
like a
Yeah,
promo.
an
It's
official
an
leak,
official
exactly.
leak.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
it's, like a promo, but,
it's not the official source. The official source is, what is it? V Jump Magazine.
No.
Wait, an official source. Okay, terminology.
so how y'all feel about Boruto? Like he
Simple
look like
fix.
he's sweating bullets.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
Bro, bro.
I agree.
What did I
Boruto
know?
does
No,
look
no,
like
no,
he's
no,
sweating
that's
bullets in
Walky.
this panel.
No,
I
no,
agree.
Oodie, I know the perfect segue, Oodie. I know the
Oh
perfect
my-
segue.
that's
Friggin',
good.
I'm glad you
Oh
said
no, that's
Boruto.
Miski.
Oodie,
I
can you
said
pull up the
Kawaki.
other
That's
image?
good Lord. I'm saying everybody's
one?
name wrong.
No,
Jesus
friggin',
Christ.
no, friggin'. You are exactly
Honestly-
right, Oodie. Do you still have the
No,
And I love how
no,
Oodie
Steve
disagreed
Boruto
with you,
image?
but you were like,
Hey,
ass
Stop.
wrong.
No.
I don't know what you're talking
No.
about.
This is fake.
no.
Hold on. It's gotta be an intro topics. It's like
Bro,
No.
where it
what
looks
is he
like
getting-
Boruto's time skip design, like the mid time
Yeah.
skip. It's
What is he getting at?
Hold on.
Oh
We're gonna
yeah,
find
they
this.
kind of look familiar. That's what that kind of looks similar. That's why I was like,
wait,
yo,
isn't
Rob
this
got
their
it.
mid-time skip design? Like what it is now?
And
I think
when
it's
he's
like
training with
I
hold on, we gotta
low-key
find the
high.
image. Where is this?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's-
Or I guess
so
it'd be
you found
early
it.
time skip design.
When Boruto's training with Sasuke and he's got the long hair.
oh
there's
yeah,
a
he
pin
do
on this
kind of
on
like
the ground
Miski.
somewhere that looks like that Boruto design. Where did we save the shit?
Just go to chapter 5. Oh my goodness.
No,
Is it
okay,
even
hold on.
there?
Crazy that Miski's a synthetic human, but yet his hair grows.
Hold on here.
Well,
What?
Rather
'cause he's-
synthetic
slowly.
plants
Wait,
grow.
The part that you should pay attention to is the human part. Just because
Yeah.
he's synthetic doesn't mean he's not human.
Yeah, but it seemed like well, I guess that was the fucking.
Is he
bootleg.
human though? Or
It's
is he
a bootleg.
humanoid?
Well, they're
Yeah.
all
Like-
humanoids.
Well, what is
is
Orochimaru?
any of them like humanity
Like-
went extinct? Like Kaya killed them motherfuckers and brought them back in her image. So I don't know. They got chakra all of a sudden. So, but which is weird. Like, wasn't the Infinite Tsukuyomi designed to siphon chakra? So if they didn't have chakra, what the
Yes.
fuck was it doing? It's so
Makes no
stupid,
sense.
bro.
Bro,
This is the kind of
Ignore it.
incompetent shit I
Ignore
can't fucking stand, bro. Like,
ignore it. Ignore it. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna lie, that does look just like Boruto, bro. That looks
It does
just
look
like
Boruto.
I told you. See?
I actually like the drip on Boruto. It's nice.
Hey, I'm just
It's a little
saying.
change of pace.
If
Well,
this
freaking-
can be
who
either,
is this here?
this could be either.
So what were we just talking about? Sorry.
No, you were
Well,
correct.
actually,
I have no idea.
if you go back like 30 minutes, did you know
No,
that trees can communicate
not
with
that
each other
far.
through underground fungal networks in real
Hey,
life?
bro.
Post that.
Hey, bro, we're good on your random
Right.
facts right now. What was you guys talking about?
I don't. No,
This
no,
has to
no.
do with
Sorry,
Boruto.
sorry,
Fuck up.
sorry, real quick. Oodie did post that fact. Okay, so it is in chat.
I
acknowledge
posted that
it,
fact.
Kamui.
You
Please
want me to be-
communicate with
Yeah,
each
I was
other
trying to
underground.
inform everyone.
The person
You know
I
what?
saw
I leave.
posted was Oodie. Okay, how about that? I'll rephrase. Jesus Christ. The person I saw posted was Oodie. Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
not-
guys, I
I'm
just
not-
wanted to let
I
everyone know
acknowledge-
that trees can communicate with each other through underground fungal networks. This is actually some research that I looked into myself. I didn't
No,
even like
shut
use Google. Like, I actually went out and like I was like digging in the ground
Yeah.
just to like confirm it, like through my own eyes.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah, and
If
so I
started
wrote
talking about
this.
No.
fungi.
Oodie, you're very special.
I am a
actually
fun
watched
guy.
the whole
Thanks for
video
asking.
on fungi.
You're welcome.
On stream. So my chat who's there, they know I'm really into mushrooms. So don't get me started on fucking mushrooms because mushrooms are fucking amazing. Okay,
Look,
Well, if we go
They're
back
fucking amazing.
50 minutes, unlike what Kamui was trying to do at 30, going back to
mushrooms
the
are
spoiler
certainly
sneak peek.
something.
So I have two other possibilities for you
Yeah,
of
they're
what
very
this
intelligent.
could
They're very
be.
intelligent.
So, okay.
They're gross.
So, you guys remember the Boruto anime when Kawaki that one time had that nightmare sequence at the beginning of the episode? I think it might have been the Jaggy episode or around there. It was that filler where Jigen came to the village and killed
there's more
everyone.
than one, but
Episode
Oh yeah, I
209.
saw that.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
he's like walking
So-
through the village and all of a sudden things just went to demon time.
So,
Everybody's
as
dead
we
and shit.
know in the Boruto manga,
Episode 209.
as of right now, Sarada is passed out. What if this is just a Sarada nightmare sequence of Jura killing everyone and Jura doesn't actually
kind
arrive?
of like when Naruto is knocked out in the Force of Death and he imagines Orochimaru like attacking everyone.
Yeah, that can work. It's a possibility.
Wait, what was the question?
So, third
Oh, Lord.
possibility for what the spoilers might be, what if
Oh, my
it
gosh.
is a flash forward scene?
What the fuck? What?
Thoughts?
Why would it be a fast forward
The
scene?
panel?
This might not even be the Sand Village. What if this is after the Boruto
No.
versus Kawaki fight in the
There's-
ruins
there's-
of what was the Leaf
we
Village?
cannot
right
be-
there.
Wait.
We could. Yo,
No,
what?
that's
Possibility.
perfect,
The
actually.
stands right
Perfect.
there.
Oh, hey, I
Oh
need
yeah,
your
yeah. It's the
soundboard.
rubble
Hey,
was
hey, shoot that
destroyed
over to
so
me.
much in the fight it turned to
Boruto,
grain.
send
Oodie,
it to me, too.
Oodie, stop. Oodie, stop.
Oodie, yeah, what the heck
It's
is he
Ash.
even
Does
talking about?
anybody else besides Oodie have a topic of discussion?
Oh my lord!
I mean, it could be a
Oh, my Lord.
crazy long ago flashback.
Hey, Bar was yapping about
Wait.
Boruto leaving immediately, so this
No,
is solidifying that he's sticking around, huh?
Mello, you understand why
Not
there's
necessarily.
nothing
Boruto
to
could
talk
leave
about.
right after this panel.
whoa!
It's
One
only
So there are
first
two
time.
things.
time, one
They're
person
actually-
at a time, please. Go
They're
ahead,
actually-
Bar.
So real quick. Free Game
Whoa,
said something. So
that's
what did
crazy.
Free Game say?
What did I say?
Yeah, what did you just say?
Free Game said one
Oh, I
person at a
said-
time.
He won't remember.
Before he
I
forgets.
do remember. I said Bar was yapping that like Boruto was going to fly and ride out of there. He wasn't going to stay. What do you guys think?
He's not going to. It wouldn't make sense for the
Why would he
story.
leave
Yeah, he
all?
gotta
Why would
run.
he? Why would he leave all of his? The Jiro would just threaten to kill them, wouldn't he?
Well,
And
he
I-
probably
Probably gonna go
you-
after him or something.
Jiro-
I mean,
Um,
Jura didn't threaten to kill them before
Yeah,
that.
but Boruto's not gonna like. I don't think he's just gonna be like, well, hopefully you don't. Peace. Like what?
I don't think that's in.
No.
Actually, I don't think that's in his characterization. Actually,
At all.
Jura.
I don't think it is either. But I don't think this Boruto is he gonna
It's a
assume that he's just not
possibility.
going
He
to?
should take it into consideration.
I mean, Boruto
I
stayed
He
to
could
fight
he could just
Hidari.
fly away and then have him chase him manually like that.
Manually.
Yeah, like instead of like teleporting or some weird shit,
Like,
like just
there's-
fly
like,
after
there's-
him.
like, there's
Because like
controller.
fucking what's that dude's Inojin? He was outrunning the dude. He forced him to use a projectile just to tag him. So I'm pretty sure Boruto could just, like fucking more like Neo it and fly away and just get
Yeah.
followed.
I feel like Jiro
Mhm.
was just going real slow then, because like
It's definitely
Boruto
possible.
flies really fast. Like he flew way faster than he flew right past Kawaki
But the idea of Inojin like outspeeding fucking
That's
is
Kawaki,
crazy.
though.
with a bird.
But it did
I
happen.
cannot-
So
I cannot fly
I have to go
Kawaki.
based upon what happened. I can make a
No.
sentence, but
The point is, like, if Jiro's meant to be stronger than Boruto, you'd also assume that he's probably faster at flying too. And
Maybe
Boruto
not-
outspent
not in-
Kawaki. And
maybe not
Kawaki's
necessarily a
probably
flight.
faster than Inojin's bird.
The strength
maybe
equates
flight
to
has, like, a
speed of
different
flight.
type of speed.
Yeah, I would say the strength equates to speed of flight because
I guess it'd be
It would-
chakra. Like you're applying it, so the more chakra you have, more potent. Then the more potent your
true.
outcome would be.
Gara
Walking,
Sand seems
running,
to be faster
jogging,
than him.
flying.
Gara's what?
Gara Sand, just like as an example.
Is faster than Gara?
It seems like it, yeah.
Yes. I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, there's no reason to believe that like Jura is faster than Boruto in flight.
I guess not. Sure. Yeah, true.
But I do agree that it makes
It's just
sense,
an
like from a story
assumption
perspective.
That he
That
would
it-
be faster.
Yeah, like I highly doubt Inojin fucking outrunning Jura, but it did happen, so it's kind of like a
It
funny thing.
did. Either maybe Inojin's bird's just like maybe
Yeah,
it's just
maybe
really
the
bad.
bird-
Maybe he got an amp. Like he just got a boost from the situation. He's fucking scared as shit. So
mental amp.
like, I gotta protect my girlfriend or my friends or whatever the fuck. So he got resolved.
Whatever he wore.
Are you guys
God's
just
here.
misremembering
so,
it?
So
Jura
like,
just didn't fly at
if-
first, and
No,
when he
they were
started flying, he caught up.
and then bro shot a projectile, and then they crashed.
No, that definitely did happen. Like Jiro was chasing them.
and he
while
was
they were on the
catching
bird.
up.
Yeah,
yeah, but
but
he didn't catch up.
it took a
Like,
while
well,
to
I
catch
mean,
up.
My whole thing was like if you imagine the power level of Jura, he should just blitz them and just appear. Like, it shouldn't even be visible. He should just be behind them 1 second.
Hey, you know what, Mel? This is a great
next.
segue to something Oodie and I were
It should be
planning
before
since the beginning of this stream. It could be true that Jura just isn't that strong. And not all these characters are way beyond Ishiki. Oh, look at this segue. Go ahead, Oodie.
All right. So Mello, we made a tier list.
Are you before we transition?
Yeah, please.
Be like about the leaks. What is the possibility that you see? All right, Boruto staying. Do you see that Momoshiki appearing if Jura dog walks the shit out of Boruto?
Well, as much as I want that to happen, they didn't do this in chapter 13/12.
When did he get dog walked?
If they do it now, I'm gonna be going back to chapter 12 and 13 be like, why the fuck didn't it happen then?
When did he get dog walked in chapter 12 and 13?
He got one shot on the ground, lying there half dead,
Bro,
waiting for Himawari to heal him.
He was all right. He was okay.
He wasn't half
dead.
No,
he wasn't. He passed out. They gave us the whole chapter flashback.
Bro, he was absolutely fine. He wasn't gonna die. He was all right. Just because you get hit and pass out, I don't mean you're gonna die.
Bro, two things. One, if Mamushi didn't show up as Jura was charging up the second Bichu bomb, he was going to die. Momoshiki doesn't know that.
They're talking about the moment where Jura shot. They're talking about the moment where Jura shot Boruto, and like why did Momoshiki come out then?
If he could have, because if he couldn't have, why can he now? Boruto was near death. He was passed out. He's meeting some good requirements for Momoshiki to come out, but he didn't.
And he just used a ton
So
of
if he comes
genre.
out now, I'm going to be like, why didn't he come out before? So as much as I want it to happen, it also would have been thematically more impactful if he did last year.
And he uses Karma Seal. He just uses Karma Seal as well.
That's not a new question, right? Like when Boruto.
I've been asking it, but at least they would have the potential to just explain that he couldn't. But if he does now, there goes that.
Like the war arc in the anime, like when Boruto jumps off the ship, why the fuck did Momo like, yo, you're not drowning me, motherfucker? Like, what are you doing? Like, there's so many moments like that. To be fair,
in the anime, they added in Amado pills that just made it way stronger to where it just did stop everything.
No, but Mello, I 100% agree. That is my rewrite for that entire arc in there. Absolutely, 100%. The biggest thing
come before that? No, I think you're right. Yeah, before the issue.
Yeah, in the anime,
they gave him kind of a half-assed excuse, but.
So you don't think that Momoshiki, this would be like a perfect time for Momoshiki if he was able to control Boruto's body or come back or not come back, but like, manifest in his consciousness and, fight Jura. You don't think that's a possibility at this time? If
so
this is like.
For me, I like it. I like the idea. And if I look at the landscape, there's like very little possibilities. There's like maybe a handful of things you can do. Some power boost by some means. I mean, outside of Sarada waking up, I mean, if she doesn't wake up, they're cooked. But outside of Sarada waking up, and helping Boruto, I don't see how Boruto wins. So Momoshiki sounds like a viable option at the very least. Maybe stalemate or whatever. Kawaki showing up is not helping him. If he shows up, he'll activate Karma and then fuck Boruto over. He ain't winning without Karma.
Yeah, Momoshiki would probably.
It's weird.
Then like Bar always brings this up.
He'll make it worse.
He brings this up like Kashin Koji never really mentions Momoshiki as like a factor in any of his plans.
Well, he freaked out in chapter 9.
He does.
Well, he didn't tell Boruto about he didn't tell Boruto about Yodo's death either. So this obviously
he's holding a lot from him.
Tell.
Well, Ada somehow did.
I only give you. He's like, I only give you information that I feel you need that is of service to my plan. That type of shit.
Yeah. Would you count Momoshiki as a singularity?
Absolutely.
If he's awake and listening, anyway.
So what Boruto knows, Momo should know as well, unless there's some mechanic at play. But until that's specified, I go based upon what's been established. So I would say yes.
Was that? Hold on, I'm trying to think of a moment where like Momoshiki knows something that Boruto did as well.
So like when
they're explaining Shibai or omnipotence, like he's there for the conversation. He's keeping up with the information that's being presented to Boruto specifically. So he definitely, and then like they kind of like had like the whole glitch shit. They can, I don't know if that's still a thing. I doubt it, but It seems that like stuff like that is possible to get into the minds of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
vessel and so on.
No, you're right. It's just like there's no reason why he wouldn't still be conscious, like Momo. There's no reason why
He said he's
wouldn't.
been silent for 3 years.
So do you
I'm guessing
think that?
Momo's trying to?
I guess maybe he is just not conscious then. Like, why would? Because Momo would have talked to Boruto at some point. Like, he said he
Yeah,
had
true.
to.
Not
It
necessarily.
depends on
But-
what
but
his
I'm guessing
plan is.
What they're
But what's
But
the
why
reason?
would he be unconscious? Is
I'm
the
guessing-
thing. That doesn't make
exactly.
any sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, he back there.
I'm
I'm
guessing
guessing he
the-
cooking something up. He cooking
I'm
something
guessing
up.
I mean, hypothetically, what if Boruto's wrong? What if because Momoshiki says that their two consciousnesses are like merging together? So what if it's just that Boruto can't hear Momoshiki talking because anytime he thinks is Momoshiki thinking, and he can't tell the difference?
because they're
It's
both
possible.
all
It's something
because they're
like
both
that,
becoming
maybe.
one and the same.
Exactly. They just fuse
Say that one more
100% consciously.
Because literally,
Yeah, I
that
mean-
we know that like we know that Boruto can see whatever Momoshiki can see. We've seen this happen
Oh yeah.
towards the end of chapter 75 when he got that
Well, to a degree.
future to a degree, but we also know that they're hearing each other's thoughts. Their thoughts are kind of like overlaying, and that's just a result of him completely progressing the Otsutsufication and pretty much turning Boruto into a full Otsutsuki, not realizing that there was a side effect towards doing that.
Was that ever resolved? Was the karma glitch ever resolved?
Is
don't
anything
think
ever
s-
resolved?
Like when Boruto has like the flash forward using the Byakugan of Momo, and like they're talking to him.
I have no idea. I think that was
No,
What
probably
do you
just
mean- what do you mean by
I'm
what if-
talking
Because I can give you a yes
I'm
or
talking
no,
about what
depending
you're
on what you mean specifically.
I'm talking about what you're talking about when like they're having the conversation and Momo interrupts and he's like, "Yeah, he's wrong about omnipotence. That's not what it is. I know all like that shit." Yeah, that part. Yeah. Unless it's like some Kakashi shit to where like Kakashi sealed up Sasuke's curse mark. Maybe Koji did something similar off panel during the time skip. So maybe Sasuke did something.
I don't
think Sasuke
I don't
would
think
be
he
better
did.
at
I don't think so either.
I don't
Because
think
if
so
he,
either.
I don't think so. Because like
I don't think
I don't even know how that would
they
work.
seemed very terrified that Boruto's karma was
seal?
activating.
You don't know how sealing an Otsutsuki would work?
I don't know. I don't
Well,
think
I don't
Koji
even know if there
actually-
is. I don't know if there is a way to seal an Otsutsuki. I'm not saying there couldn't be, but if we're talking about the karma seal,
To make
Okay, so why is Mitsuki on the top of this tier list?
Where is this tier list? I don't
So,
see a tier
okay,
list.
okay.
posted
The
in,
reason
uh,
Mitsuki is on top
No,
is because
Urashiki's not doing that.
Urashiki is
You know, Oodie, take it
revered
away.
as the strongest Otsutsuki, and Momoshiki has knowledge of Shibai. And Urashiki,
Wait. Who's the strongest Otsutsuki?
Shibai should be the strongest Otsutsuki.
Who the fuck is
Okay.
singing in the back like that? What's good?
Sauron making random
Can you
noises.
please stop?
So
Can you
Urashiki
please
said
stop?
that
That's really hurting my ear.
I'm
Mitsuki
laughing.
using just a
Sorry.
flicker of his sage mode was dangerous.
Who said this?
Urashiki.
the strongest Otsutsuki.
Urashi.
oh my
Is
god,
Yeah, he's revered as the
Wait, so
strongest.
is this an anime? This includes the anime?
Yeah, so this is specifically
way,
part
but-
1 Boruto anime Mitsuki.
So
by the way-
why isn't Urashiki here in God tier then? If he's the strongest Otsutsuki?
I think he was,
Why isn't
but
he
he
above
got deleted
Shibai?
from the list.
It's whenever
Right.
whenever you save a tier
Hello.
list, the additions that you added just don't save. It's annoying.
He was
So-
right behind Mitsuki over Shibai.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Mello, the whole Urashiki being the strongest Otsutsuki thing, it's based off a statement on a
I
text
know where it's
blurb.
from.
Yeah, it's this weird Discord statement that we don't even know is accurately translated. We can't translate it ourselves because the
I had
original.
someone use this try to use this on me in a debate. So yeah, I know exactly. what you're talking
There's
about.
so much wrong with using this. Like it's just completely stupid.
yeah.
It also
Boruto-
just doesn't make sense either.
No, it definitely makes sense.
No,
Boruto's the strongest.
no.
Bro, getting Naruto was cooking this dude, bro. That was fucking up
Cooking
to tell you.
He was
who?
letting
Getting
Stop it.
Boruto was doing stuff. Jiraiya did.
Okay, but Urashiki
Like-
used
like-
omnipotent so that it didn't matter.
Exactly.
Like Urashiki, he couldn't even break the seal of part 1 Naruto in like a half a Nine Tails. Bro.
Why
It's
the
fucking
fuck
going on
is
there?
Mitsuki on God tier above Shibai? What the fuck is
Rude.
going on with this list?
Proof Urashiki was going all out.
Is
he
that
does not
me?
see in the list.
Is that me?
I can prove he
Or
wasn't.
am I
He
high?
wasn't using omnipotence, which he later
Oh,
shows
he's
the
just
ability to
not gonna
use.
answer
Wait.
my
Kamui's
It
mic is
wasn't
shit
me.
again.
question.
And,
Yeah,
Um,
you're
no
talking to a
sense.
can again.
And what he's saying is silly too.
so Oodie,
Bro,
finish the
what?
explanation. So Urashiki's as strong as Otsutsuki, but your list got rewritten because it didn't save. So he was behind Mitsuki. And Mitsuki is what? Based on oh no, I see what you're saying. So the dialogue from Urashiki at the tuning exams had him kind of concerned about Sage Mode. That's a dangerous power. So because he's concerned about a flicker of Sage Mode, that puts Sage Mode means okay. I see the line.
Ah, you got it. There you go.
Okay. It took me a second.
You are,
I had to flip the Oodie switch.
bro.
So-
you have to
I'm
think like
sorry,
Oodie to understand
We
Oodie,
have
bro.
we
Like,
have to like
you definitely have to.
we have to indulge in this for a second though, like just because
You have
like
to rewrite
you,
your.
you want to
freaking-
cancel out something that could be potentially like annoying.
Go
to
ahead,
deal
Sauron.
with.
You've already tried and failed like 3 weeks in a row. Try it again. What do you got?
Urashiki got freaking slapped by a Sasuke that wasn't trying, and then you
Urashiki
had
trying either.
Uriah, and then Urashiki wasn't trying. I think
He
he
wasn't.
ate his
Bro.
eyeball. I'd
He-
never seen anybody who wasn't trying that ate their own eye. Don't give me that shit.
He didn't
You
use
have
Like,
to
he
Uriah.
didn't use
Urashiki.
omnipotence. He didn't use omnipotence.
He
Can
ate
you
his
guys say
fucking
it on the record? For the record, everyone here, the Otsutsuki are dog shit. Come on, just put it on the record. Sauron,
I'm gonna say
Oodie,
Urashiki is dog shit, and I'm going to continue.
I think that everyone on the tier list is dog shit.
I don't
Especially
think
people with
Mitsuki
Vortex
should be
Mitsuki.
I
anywhere
mean, as
as
long as
high.
Sarada's not on this list, I
Why
ain't got
the
no problem with
fuck
that.
is Mitsuki that high?
Well,
What the
Sauron,
Well, we've
hell?
only
Did,
explained
Sarada
I just
one.
explained
is
it
on
to
the tier
you.
list.
I just
no,
explained it.
no, that is a very
Yes, you should.
unreasonable explanation,
Nah, bro, you got Sarada at jump. I'm done.
bro.
See,
His
the Mitsuki
list
thing,
is
I can understand.
asinine. It's
I get
this
it.
is
Okay,
asinine.
that's some
Hey,
badassery. I find.
That's not Mangekyo
Hey, Mello.
Sharingan, Sarada. She's high.
No. Base Sarada should not be Jonin without Sharingan. No, not even 3 tomorrow. Base Sarada is God tier. Base.
Oh, remember, base Sarada is over TBV Mitsuki. Like, just it seems like you're incorporating Tubely Vortex here, and
Why
just
is
remember.
part one Kona? See, like, why is part one
Bro, you-
Konohamaru like above Sarada? Mitsuki?
You got Ohiram Sarada here.
But that's not
TBV.
that's TBV Konohamaru. There's 2 different Konohamarus.
Yeah, both
my
of them
goodness.
are above Sarada.
You
You
don't
have a
think
Mitsuki
Konohamaru
from
was
TBV
over part 1
in
Sarada?
Jonin. Bro,
Hey, Mello.
Well, there's
how
two
did-
Konohamarus. I see 2 Konohamarus, and both of them were above part 2 Sarada.
That's base. No Sharingan, no Mangekyo, no nothing.
You act like I don't know this.
bro, do you not know? Wait, you guys troll a lot. You guys are. You're joking, right? Like you know how
No.
powerful Sarada and base is, right?
No,
Part
I don't
one,
think that-
base
She reacted
Sarada?
to a mid. She reacted to a mid Chidori like from base into her 3 Tomoe and then dodged the
Yo,
shit.
Mello,
I
No,
look
thought
up.
she was gonna say.
Well,
She's gonna say a midget strike.
Mello. So did Konohamaru on
Yo.
2 occasions. He
Yo,
was
Mello.
mid Rasengan
Yeah, no,
strike
wait, no.
forward. It was able to
Wait.
turn around and block
Yes.
Hidari's attack.
Yes, Konohamaru's God tier. Yes, thank you.
Oh,
And-
That's why he's
I'm
over
not- I'm-
Sarada. He actually
not
did a
even
more
disagreeing.
impressive feat without a Sharingan to amp his reactions.
No. It's not more impressive. It's not
That's-
because he had
But
already
it's because
seen how.
Konohamaru has to be faster to pull that off because he doesn't have a precog benefit.
Wait, no. I'm saying it's not more impressive in
I was
comparison to
drinking
Sarada.
before
The
y'all
feat
did this.
itself is impressive for Konohamaru, certainly. I'm not negating that. But my point is, he saw how Hidari fought against Sarada, so he would have pre-knowledge that Sarada didn't have. That's what makes it less impressive in comparison to Sarada. At least one of the reasons.
Oh, I see your point, at least.
So what about Boruto,
Well,
though, who didn't see how Sarada fought and was able to react to Hidari putting his hand thing behind Boruto to zap him?
Well, Mel, I see your point. The
Oh, actually, no.
could have
Sarada
come
didn't
from-
react to that.
Hidari could have
I
come
got
from.
3
Konohamaru
people
did.
talking. Who's talking right now?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
So Oodie,
They
what
are
was your question?
fused. They are fused together.
Oodie, what
The
was your
scene
question?
Udi's talking about, Konohamaru and Boruto reacts first, then Konohamaru. Sarada just doesn't react.
Wait, I don't know what the question is though. What's the question?
At all. He
It's not a
didn't
question.
give
We're
one.
telling you a statement.
Do you remember when
okay,
Boruto is
okay.
charging Uzuhiko against Hidari, and he says that he needs protection,
Chapter 13.
and then Hidari
Yes.
goes to zap Boruto from behind in the same way he does Sarada? Boruto
And then he
reacts
gets
to it
blitzed
first,
by
and then
Konohamaru.
Konohamaru. And Sarada doesn't.
Okay. So what's the conclusion? What's the point being made?
Well, Konohamaru has just displayed a better reaction beat to Sarada there. Sarada, of all people, should
What?
be aware of
Okay,
Hidari's fighting
sorry.
style.
Go reverse. Just think about this. Konohamaru's vantage point would be different than Sarada's because he's
Yes.
looking at the battle while she's in the battle.
Go
So
to
his
chapter.
No.
perspective
You're
would
in
be
the same
widened in
spot,
comparison to
side
hers.
by side in the scene.
Wait,
Show
are
me
you
the panel.
talking?
You have to
Are you
show me the
talking
panel.
about this scene?
I have no idea what the hell they're talking
This-
about.
The
No,
scene
this
when
scene-
Konohamaru. Okay, it's somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. My point stands.
Damn, y'all
She's
pull
in
up
mid
scenes
battle,
so
looking
fucking
down
fast.
at the claw marks, trying to wait for the enemy to show up. She's in mid battle, but he
That's
has
what
a
she's
a vantage
supposed to be
point.
doing. That's
He
the
has a
whole point of
vantage-
giving backup to Boruto.
Yeah, but
He has
he
a
he
vantage
could
point
have
that she
seen a
doesn't.
better. Yeah, exactly.
So it's not an impressive feat over her that he was able to do and she didn't react.
She didn't even move. After saying, so buy you Taime, got it.
Well, it's not. It's only
Well-
impressive if she saw it.
It seems like as soon as she says this, that's when this happens. So it's not like some interval of
Boruto
time.
reacted, and Boruto's literally looking the wrong direction.
He reacted at what? It looks
He
like he's reacting at
reacted-
Konohamaru.
Boruto reacted to the hand coming out of the claw mark when he was
Can you
looking
show
the
that to
other
me?
way previously.
Okay. My bad. I was looking at the chronological.
Boruto
The left or right
reacts-
shit's throwing me off. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Boruto reacts to the fact that Konohamaru moved. He doesn't mean that he would have
Prove
seen
that.
it.
Prove that. Prove
What?
that's
I
what
don't-
he's
I don't-
reacting
I
to,
don't-
and not the
paneling
hand that's
disagrees with you,
emphasized in the
Sauron.
previous
Wait.
panel.
I don't agree with Sauron. I do think he's reacting to the hand. However,
Okay.
I don't see how this is like something that gets Konohamaru over Sarada for the reasons I've mentioned.
Well, let's not mention that Konohamaru is like 50 feet away holding Himawari when he jumps in front here. Sarada's literally
impressive.
right there.
Sarada
but,
has
like,
the
it-
Sharingan again.
But her
Okay.
speed wouldn't matter if she didn't see.
But why wouldn't she see? She has the
Boruto's-
Sharingan. Konohamaru
Boruto
doesn't.
did.
But
She-
her Sharingan's not active. You want to show me a panel?
She
Like,
has
what's the
two
last panel
eyes,
that
and
she's in?
Boruto has one.
Yeah, Konohamaru
Okay.
Sharingan isn't active either.
Okay, so he was able.
And-
He looked at it first, and she didn't.
Yeah. Like she's looking around at the claw marks trying to see where the enemy's coming
What?
out of.
This
And then the
you
enemy
only
came out of
have a
one and then
point
Boruto
here-
looked down.
You only have a point here if they both looked at it and Konohamaru got there first.
Like when you look at this panel, right? There's like what is this, like sound effects or something? Like it's like VW. So maybe it makes a sound that he heard. And
Yeah.
he looked around.
Okay,
I don't know,
Okay,
like,
then
it's
his
worse
ears
than
are
the
better than
claw marks.
Sarada.
Right there.
Yeah.
If Konohamaru's
Or is his hand coming out of the fucking like he has like fucking Daddy's mouth and the hand is like ZW, like it's like a speech bubble or something. Like I doubt it. It's not like
Okay,
a
but
sentient
Mello, this
hand.
just makes your
Well,
point worse
does
because
how-
then
how
this
does
doesn't
Cole-
matter
when-
for
when
eyes.
Cole
They
goes
both would have
through his-
heard it.
Hold
Two
on, when
people
Cole
talking.
goes through his claw marks, though, it doesn't make a sound. He pretty
It
much
does make a
comes from
sound. It makes
silent.
that I can't do
Well,
it.
then that's the sound that you're talking about, then, right there. There you go. That's the
Yeah.
sound it will make.
So it's possible that he heard the sound of someone coming out of the claw mark and then turned.
But Sarada didn't.
I think.
Well, it's not that she didn't. It's that we don't see it because
No, actually-
the next panel we see Konohamaru's in front of her, so she could just be turned
so
around
Ron,
with
do you
her
have
head.
the full page? If you
I have
can you
the-
scroll up? Like,
Okay, you want me to place them in order?
well, okay. I'll,
Plus the
I'll
fact-
send the full page, and then Oodie, you'll want to zoom in once I do this,
Sure.
because now maybe you guys will
And Sarada
disagree,
doesn't have her Sharingan.
but I'm gonna present something. Give me one more second. Hold
Because
on.
Sarada's already been hit by this technique. She should be more prepared for it than Konohamaru.
More importantly, Oodie, go to the one I just sent.
None of
Well,
that
maybe she's like
matters.
significantly nerfed. Because of
Zoom
this.
in on the top
Explain.
left for a minute.
But either way,
Is this one that you?
Just
She
my
didn't
explanation
see
was
it, she
sufficient
didn't-
enough.
Click and
she
tap.
didn't
Okay.
see it, she
So
didn't see it.
Sarada's actually looking in the direction of Hidari's hand, based up like. There's no reason to assume she just swiveled the other way based off her head position. She's looking in Boruto's direction.
so
And
what
the
you would
hand's
do
right
is,
behind Boruto-ish, off to the side a little bit.
but
She
think-
should
think
be
about it.
able to see the
Kamui,
hand
think.
from the direction she was looking.
Kamui, think. Go back to
What
the
is she-
panel
what
where
is
the
she
hand's coming
looking
out.
at?
when you look at when Boruto's talking to her about killing him in a single blow, look at the positioning of her feet, and then look at when Konohamaru shows up. She's completely turned the opposite direction.
Well, not the opposite direction.
From where she was facing before, facing Boruto, yeah, she is. She
never turned her
around.
feet.
Look at the positioning of her feet in both.
Here, okay.
Look at her feet in the top panel.
Yeah,
her feet are the same.
So I see what Mello's
She's
saying. I think this is another instance of Ikimoto just being bad at depth, because I can't tell if this is the knees or the back of her knees. But then you look at her shoes, you could say this is the front or the back.
Wait,
bro, that's the back of her knees. What are you
the strap.
talking about?
Listen.
I disagree with that, Oodie.
Look at the position of the shuriken strap.
Yeah.
It's on the opposite if you were facing her forward.
She's turning around. She's turned around.
Yeah.
She just doesn't have a shuriken strap here at all.
The thing is, she's just turning her head/hips.
The vortex is hiding it.
So her feet are pointing the same way in both panels. She just turns her upper body to look at Boruto.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Bro, I'm thrown off, bro. My little brother came in here and asked me for my damn deodorant. That shit threw me off.
Who asked you for your deodorant?
My little brother came in here and asked me for my deodorant.
Where's his deodorant?
I was supposed to give it to him, and I was like, "Wait, hold the fuck up! No, you can't have my deodorant.
Why can't he have your deodorant?
He's a grown ass man. I'm not giving him.
Wait,
my
also, I just realized.
bro. I think
Okay, actually, I'm really
Wait,
glad, Mello, you said
y'all
something.
use a spray?
No, I ain't got no damn spray. I got some shit that I roll.
I use deodorant spray.
If he's in my house,
if I had deodorant spray, then I would have let him use it.
So I'm gonna let him use it, but I'm
right. He gonna have to take frequent showers. Nah, you gotta get him some. I'll go buy it for him. I'm not getting. You cannot have my deodorant. Matter of fact, I might Uber him some deodorant just for that, dude, because that's crazy. I was like, what? What?
Bro. See, it's just certain things at a certain age, at a certain point in your life. You don't. I mean, you gotta be able to provide your own fucking deodorant.
I ain't never had a grown man ask me for my deodorant.
That's neither here nor there.
Hey, I'm about to hop off. But I did get a super chat, and I would appreciate it if you guys get you guys input on it if you don't mind.
Go for it.
All right. Control. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, KK, who will be Kashin Koji, doesn't know Boruto isn't afraid to die. Only Momo. He lying about him dying to Jura. Boruto only listened to Kashin Koji without hesitation versus Kawaki. If you need me to repeat, I will.
That's actually a good point. I hadn't considered that. The fact that Boruto has been convicted to die since, at latest, the Ishiki arc. Possibly even earlier, arguably. But that's really where it comes out. But Kashin Koji, he was not really convicted to die in the Ishiki arc. Kind of, seemingly, half so, maybe. So it's interesting to have that dynamic going forward.
Which version of the events you go with.
The retcon one or the non-retcon one?
The original one.
That's interesting because he is almost like threatening Boruto, like warning him not to go, for that being the reason when Boruto seemingly shouldn't kind of care.
Well, like then again, he lacked the resolve to die in the prophecy arc, so...
True, yeah. But he's telling Kawaki once again, this makes no sense, but he's telling Kawaki that if I become Momoshiki, you can kill me. Like 2 chapters ago he said that, or whenever it was.
Chapter 15, yeah. It's like Boruto makes no sense.
And obviously we know that Kashin Koji can see the future through 10 directions. So in a way, he could see if Boruto's dying in every possible future. Maybe he could put 2 and 2 together to realize that Boruto doesn't care about dying.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, exactly. He's not scared to die. He saw that.
Maybe you could consider this like a character flaw or contradiction of illogical emotion that Koji isn't considering, but that could be interesting if they play with that. I would like to see something there. That's for sure.
As long as it plays into the conflict dynamic with Boruto and Koji, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out D-Man, who became a member. Thank you, D-Man. Welcome, and welcome to you, of course. Shout out D-Man. If you have a question, feel free to ask it. But... yeah,
he will answer.
One of my subscribers. Thank you, D-Man. You're awesome.
W-Man. We have to change his name from D-Man to W-Man.
He changes the name to W-Man. That's fine.
I love it.
Yeah, overall, I do agree with you guys. I think Kashin Koji most likely already knows, Boruto's not afraid to die, which is why he doesn't tell him certain things. Like, if you don't go now, then this person will die, because he knows if he lets him know, then he's going to interfere in some type of way. Like if he possibly didn't tell Boruto that, if he went and saved Sarada because they was going to lose the battle, unless on a slim hope that she unlocks her Mangekyo Sharingan, then Boruto would have interrupted, most likely. So, like, that's why he didn't tell him any of that type of stuff. So, like, he knows that what Boruto is capable of. He knows his character. I'm pretty sure he's, like, adept to all that. That's why I don't know why he slipped up and told him in the first place, like, or not told him, but like when he said, "Is Konohamaru going to die?" or whatever. Well, I can't remember when he said verbatim. Like, why he just didn't at that point in time lie to him instead of playing like, spilling word vomit and like talking in riddles.
Kashin
To be fair, Boruto wouldn't even believed him anyway.
Didn't Kashin Goji just say nothing?
No, he did tell him
vague
something.
Answer. He said what equates to nothing, but he did give a vague answer. But you actually do bring up a really good point with this Kashin Koji thing, because this was his threat to convince Boruto not to go. He was relying on the fact that if Boruto goes, then he dies, so therefore if I tell Boruto that, then he's not going to want to go. But he didn't stop to consider the fact that Boruto doesn't care about that aspect in particular. He would obviously care about tangential aspects, but I don't think Koji is ever going to say that to Boruto ever again, or at least he's not going to rely on it. I don't think he's just not going to clarify whether or not Boruto dies if he does something or doesn't do something based on 10 directions. He's going to use something else now.
Okay, I agree with what you're saying, but to be fair, he doesn't just say you're gonna die, it's you're gonna die and all of our plans to save the world will go to nothing. Yeah. That is something Boruto cares about, saving the world.
I completely agree.
Yeah, but I don't think that Boruto cares about saving the world over the fate of his close friends, because this is how the character is built.
Well, fundamentally,
he wants to
save the whole world. He's choosing to save Konohamaru.
He wants to save the whole world, but he's not going to let it be at the cost of like losing. Yeah, like you said, like Konohamaru or like Sarada or even Mitsuki, even though he can be brought back.
Yes, but at the same time, that can't literally be true, because the whole world would include Konohamaru, and so if he saves Konohamaru at the expense of the whole world, Konohamaru dies because the whole world dies. Either way.
No, I get your point.
Exactly. So
I get your point. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I think that his overall goal would still be to save the world, but at the same time, not have to sacrifice Konohamaru in order to save the whole world. Like, if he was told, if you even go back to Naruto, like they were like on the like. Excuse me, they were on like they had like the belief of pretty much carving your own destiny. Like, your destiny is not written for you. Like, I'm gonna write my own destiny or whatever. You know what I mean? So like, Kashin Koji began telling him, "Yo, if you do this, and this is how the timeline is gonna go." Boruto could be thinking, even though this is what you say and this is how you say it's gonna go, I'm the master of my own destiny. So, like, I'm going to go ahead and interrupt and do what I think is right.
Yeah, and I agree with that, because I think Boruto's being very hopeful and optimistic. So as long as there's a chance, that's what he's going to fight for, in the same way that is what Naruto is like. But that being said, that only goes so far. If Boruto knows without a shadow of a doubt, it's 100% guarantee that if he saves Konohamaru, then the world will die, then I don't think he's going to save Konohamaru. As long as he's fighting for the chance, then I think he's going to keep fighting for the chance. But if he just knows, like, hypothetically, this is stupid, but if you have the entire world dangling on a cliff, and then you have Konohamaru dangling on a cliff, and he can only save one of them, he's going to save the entire world, because Konohamaru is in that entire world. So.
I think he's going to try to save both. I mean, well, if you're talking about Konohama's in that whole entire world, so obviously dangling on a cliff too, separately.
That's why it's a stupid analogy, but you get the idea.
No, I don't. So like, what? but I would concede, and I get your point. But I think that he would try to save them both at the same time. I think that he would try to find a way to save Konohama and the world.
Yeah, you use a shadow clone and grab both ends.
I mean, if he has the opportunity or possibility to do that, then obviously yes, he'll try and save both. If he just can't do it in this case, he's out of chakra in this cliff hypothetical. He can't make a shadow clone. I think he would just choose the world.
Well, it depends on whether. Okay, so it can be objectively true that he can't save both. But it depends on what Boruto thinks is true. Is his mindset going to be, it might be impossible, but I'll forge a new future? Like, what is his mindset?
No, that's what I'm saying. Boruto knows in this hypothetical.
So I will say this may be out of Boruto's character in that case, but yes, I agree, though. Then he's just going to choose the objectively better answer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but hypothetically, though, if he believes 100% wholeheartedly that Kashin Koji knows the future, like verbatim, like play by play, he does know the outcome in that situation if he explains it to him.
The problem, though, is especially now, if he doesn't trust Koji because he's withholding information, maybe even lying at times, then it doesn't matter what Koji says. He's always going to be like skeptical.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. Yeah, no, true. No, I agree with you on that one. Especially because Koji doesn't really like spill the beans. You give him really vague answers.
Which is why Koji should have just told him the real consequences of him going, because him dying isn't going to happen. So.
I mean, he did tell him the consequences of him going, him dying.
Bro, it's not going to happen, though. I can't wait for whatever stupid excuse workaround that they're going to do. Oh, Boruto, you didn't let me finish. I meant that Jura is going to dye your shirt a different color. Not that you are going to die. It's going to be something stupid.
Yeah. So that's actually... the premise of the video I never finished is going to be about basically this whole concept. What are they going to do? Because somewhere down the line, someone has to be wrong. Koji did just say verbatim, Jura will kill you this time around if you go to the Sand Village. Now, there's many things that they can do with that. I'm not going to go through all 9 of the hypotheticals that I have right now. But
damn, you got them prepared.
Some you wouldn't like, for example, these are the ones I'm worried about. Where is my list?
A list.
Option 2. Koji's just wrong. It's just wrong. I don't like that. Option 3. Boruto dies, and then they pull a Momoshiki, and he's just immediately brought back to the point that it just did not matter in the first place. Oh well, didn't matter, Koji. Sorry.
Yes.
I hope that's not true, but that's a possibility. And the rest are more convoluted.
Bro, how was you prepared for this certain topic and had a list prepared?
I didn't know that this is for
and then the list was within arm's reach of you.
Well, it's written in paragraph format for a script, so I had to find out where in the script this was.
Wait, is this written in the notes in your
yes,
in your
my
phone?
note app. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was you said your notes, so I'm thinking you picking up a pad or something like that you wrote this down. I was like, this in arm's reach? Bro, that's preparation. This guy has foresight. This is crazy. Oh, okay, my bad.
That's hilarious.
I'm too high for this. I'm gonna have to dip out. Hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes, for sure. Oh, real quick. Forgive me, you don't have to stay for this, but D-Man did ask a question, which is, do you guys think the Shin clones will ever appear again? My answer is sadly no.
They better. No, okay, that's how I want Sarada to get her Eternal.
Okay, you know what? Screw it.
I don't like it. Hey, shout out to D-Man. Thank you for being a member on the channel too, bro. I'll see you guys later.
All right.
See ya. Well, actually, screw it. They didn't care about it. Did you know about the trees communication thing?
So, technically, yes, but it's something that I forgot.
Same.
Okay.
Yo,
Exactly the same.
Where did
Like when I
everybody go?
resaw it, I knew it,
What's
but I
up,
was like, "Oh, I forgot. That's cool."
Yeah.
Everybody just left, huh? That's crazy.
I don't know. Free Game did leave Immortal said he has work. I don't know what happened with Sauron, but okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in the middle of
Maybe he
looking
lost
for the
his Wi-Fi
Naruto
too.
Gaiden page?
Maybe he lost the internet too.
Yeah, maybe.
We got some more.
Some cloud overcast or something. I don't know, but either way.
Well,
I don't know
back.
what to say.
Well, do you want to go back to Sarada or move on to something else?
Are you asking me or whatever you guys
Yeah.
want to? I don't care.
Okay,
I'm
Well,
just
okay,
gonna-
screw it. Let's just go for it.
Well,
Okay, Oodie, go back to our chat images.
Yeah, I'm sharing
I'm
my
gonna
screen.
go
by the way,
live
but-
again, but
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
my
So-
so I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. Go back to intro.
This has been the most all over the place stream we've ever had. Shout
Well,
out Wicked
I
Shine.
disagree. The one with Mars is probably worse, but
Okay, sure.
Sorry.
Sorry, I see.
I didn't
I
wanna be
see the
waiting like I
shiny
did
white
the first
thing, and
time,
I
so.
click. Okay, you're back, Mello.
this
Yeah,
is
you
so
just go ahead and start.
All right, away from intro topics. All right, back to Sarada.
okay.
All over the place. Yeah.
So I don't know what Oodie's plan was, but I want to preface mine by saying, Mello, you will hate this argument and feel free to argue against it. But so Oodie, just for reference, show the previous page that's right above it and then come right back to that one.
Am I looking at his stream?
Yeah, if you want to look at my share screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you just remember, Sarada is talking, oh, we're going to buy time, blah, blah, blah. Konohamaru jumps in front and all that and scoop down. Okay.
Oh, this is what you wanted to talk about?
we'll just get through this real quick. All right. So you remember this page? Perfect. Next page now. Okay, yeah. You will hate this argument. But Hidari zaps, Konohamaru jumps in front, blocks it. Hidari, scroll down. Hidari's hand goes away. And all that time, it's only after that Sarada reacts and says, Master Konohamaru. That's how slow her reaction was.
No, it's a testament to how fast Konohamaru is. That he did all of that before she
Konohamaru did all that
turned around.
faster than Sarada could react.
Yeah, that was part of the argument there.
No,
That's kind of the
I've
point.
never I've never argued against Konohamaru being him. Like, what do you like? I don't.
Well, we had him. Well, the argument was because we had him over Sarada, base TBV Sarada on the tier list. At least everyone else was complaining about it.
Yeah, I never argued his placement over Sarada. My only issue was Sarada being Jonin. That was the thing. I was like, yeah, Sarada's like god level.
Oh, well, to be fair,
Okay, so I think the problem is we were arguing with you, but we were really arguing against everyone else. But we were doing all the talking.
yeah. So
Gotcha.
I'll say that obviously the category name on the left doesn't really matter necessarily. It's more of where the characters are ranked in relation to one another.
Yeah, we kind of just made up names.
Obviously, you want it to be accurate as much as you can, but neither way.
It's also worth noting that Jonin is a pretty high range.
It's very fluid
Yeah.
as well.
Okay.
Like Land of
Well, I'm
Waves,
not-
Kakashi
I'm
was
not-
Jonin, and then you have
I'm not
Konohamaru in the current era Jonin. It's very different.
I'm not prejudging your list here.
Wow.
I just want to hear your explanation for it. That's all. So I got the Mitsuki, I got the Sarada, the Konohamaru
Mhm.
stuff. So that's
What was
interesting.
also Yeah, so another argument that I had, which I think is probably a little bit better than Kamui's, but you're gonna let me preface, you're also gonna hate this one as well. So I'm actually really glad you brought up a point because I hadn't even considered it. So where's the panel with the Zua? Right here. Okay, the Zua. Okay, so Hidari going
That's
through
not
the
even
claw
Zua.
marks makes a noise.
Mhm.
Why was Sarada hit by it in the first place?
Maybe she didn't hear the noise.
It's right
wanted to cut him
behind
off.
her.
I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe she didn't hear it. What do you want me to tell you?
Well, I was hoping the
This is-
argument you were
but
going to
it's
use
like-
is she doesn't
okay,
know what the noise
This is not
means.
an argument, but if you look at Sarada's
But
ear
she
in
does.
chapter 1 of 2 Blue Vortex, it was what I'm talking about. There's no way she didn't hear it.
I don't know. This time's whole ass things happen behind me. I don't know what the fuck going on. Sometimes you be in a different space, be in a different mind space, different place. Like she tags this dude, blitzes him, cooks him, fatal injury. This motherfucker runs away, and she's like, "Okay, guess bro ran." And then he just comes back randomly, sneak attack a motherfucker. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, something
thought
I
the
will
fight was
say,
done.
she's having pretty relative hearing in comparison to everyone else in regards to the conversation everyone is having around them.
I don't know.
Like she
seems to
heard
be pretty
Boruto
far
say
off.
all this.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't gauge the audible sound of the entering and exiting of the fucking claw marks to ascertain her distance from said claw marks are sufficient enough to where she wouldn't be able to hear the audible sound of him
Okay,
exiting the claw mark.
I
with his
got an
hand.
argument
I
for
don't
What
you.
I
know
will
that.
say is,
Can't
Yoda is
measure
the
the
only
distance.
character with noticeably different hearing abilities than everyone else. They all seem to just hear the same.
I also have another argument for you based on that. You would look at like the size of the text in the dialogue itself to indicate it, and the zua is way larger than everything else.
Okay.
So there you go.
That means it's loud.
Oh, okay. That was a positive claim that you made. Can you prove that?
Well, we do know that authors do this like intentionally in order to convey certain emotions at multiple different
Do we?
points. And
How do you know that?
well, you would just look at examples. Like hypothetically, if you have like I'm just gonna draw one because I can't like. Oh, no, that's OBS because I can't like think of.
No, I mean like the thickness of it indicates like the level of auditory.
Yeah, again, because you
I
would.
mean, generally, actually, the text, the speech will be bigger when they're yelling, like louder.
Yeah, so imagine this is like a girl, right? And this is like her neck, and then you got
Bro.
like her
I was
shoulder
like, what the
areas.
fuck are you
And from
drawing?
her shoulder, you got her hands, and her hands are like in her face because she's
Oh,
crying and
dear
she's
God, what is this?
frowning.
Nightmare fuel.
And
Why
so
she got 3
then she'd have
hairs?
like this
This is Ed and Eddie?
big speech bubble here,
Jesus
and
Christ.
and to indicate emotion, it's
cursed.
gonna say I'm sorry, but because she's like saying it like whispery because she's all sad or whatever, it's gonna be like this. And that's just like an example of what manga authors do.
Okay. So then you have the same problem because then you would so you can say it's loud, but then you would have to measure the auditory potency, and then measure it to the distance that she is, and then also have an understanding of her auditory prowess and abilities to hear and her range. Like it's just too much. It's a lack of information that you just won't have, or it's just information that you won't have to be able to arrive at some kind of solid conclusion. I don't think, but it's
Well.
interesting. It was a nice argument. It was a decent one at the very least.
Well, I think
Nice
everything
attempt.
you
I
said
do know for
would
a
be
fact that you hear
pretty
her
doable.
listen from farther away in other scenes. I don't know what
Well,
scene
well-
particularly to point to, but
Well, number one, the whole listening thing, yeah, it was funny, but I don't think that's happening. It's just yeah, it's just all happening so fast, and she's looking away. So, but interesting. Yeah.
Well, okay, I actually do have
Interesting.
another argument for you. This one I think is a little bit more reasonable, anyways. So she has seen this attack used, and she knows that Hidari puts his hands in his pocket in order to do this. Obviously, she would see Hidari doing this in order to do the jutsu, so she would know that this is one of the possibilities that could be happening.
How would she know that?
She's
His
seen
hands
Hidari
was
already
in-
do it.
No.
to be fair
His
though, in
hands
this
were-
one, he'd already
His
gone.
hands was in his pocket, and then she got shocked. She don't know what shocked her because it's from behind. She doesn't have eyes in the back of her head. Like, can we explain how she would know that?
But it doesn't matter in this case because in this particular scene, Hidari was in the other dimension and only stuck his hand through, unlike the other scene.
Okay, that's fair.
So it's just not exactly the same move.
That's
That
fair.
too, yeah.
I didn't even remember that, so there you go. That would be a good counter argument. All right. Oh, also, this isn't like an argument or anything, but this is just weird. Why is Hidari's thumb white here? It's
Is
black.
thumb always white?
He
No.
walked away, like his nail, you mean?
Yeah, his nail. It's always black.
Just
Oh, he's
only
not.
one
He's
is
not like
white?
That's not really a hand. It's just like chakra made physical, molded as a hand. So its features can shift and wax and wane and change.
Okay, that'd be a good argument to like downscale his hand in comparison to his actual hand, and that's why it was slow enough for Konohamaru to react.
Yeah, because we know that when people get powered up like
What?
Code, their hands turn black.
That a thing?
Stupid.
Apparently they get
definitely
mousse in their
intentional,
hair
not
too, and they
mistake.
get a brand new hair color. Apparently that's a thing that happens. It's like fucking a motto built into his specifications for cyborgs that they get like fabulous hair when they go full power. That's wonderful.
I
I
love
like
it.
that.
All right,
The only thing I
Mello,
like
did you
about
have-
Code is his hair. But
Yeah.
Hit me up.
I actually prefer his original hair, personally, like the limited hair.
That's fair.
I think the whole trend with turning hair white and shit, with the whole like Dragon Ball shit and people swagger jacking that, it's kind of boring. But I agree. I like the orange hair a little bit better, but it's whatever.
Yeah. Did you have
So you had
any
a
other
question?
contentions with the tier list?
Oh,
the
really
answer is
a
yes.
contention.
The question is, where do you want to start?
Well, I didn't have a contention. I just had a curiosity. But okay. You have Jigen over TBV Boruto. Looks like. Would you care to explain that?
There's many Jigens, actually, if you look closely.
Oh yeah.
You'll
just
notice a thing.
Yeah. I did notice that. I was like, why is there so many? And then I looked at the visual, and then did a comparison. I was like, okay, I see what they're doing here. Yeah. So why is the Jigen in peak Otsutsuki?
So this
Above
is Karma
Boruto.
V2 Jigen, and me and Kamui believe this version of Jigen, who has 100% the karma extracted, and is using Ishiki's mind, which is similar to what Borushiki does whenever he actually takes over, as opposed to Boruto using the karma, it should be a little bit weaker, but like pretty relative to Ishiki, to where the only real
while
problem...
he's actively using it, of course, is the caveat.
Wait,
he will
I
run
don't-
out much sooner, but while he's actively in the form.
I completely agree with this. Yeah, like Jigen shouldn't be that much weaker than Ishiki. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some context things that obviously he's gonna be limited. And then also the way he fights, he's limited as well. Ishiki just fights. He has more versatility with his Shinjutsu abilities. But then also he absorbed Tintail's chakra, and I'm not really sure how potent that was given the Shinju. It could be, or they could be that strong via some kind of mutation that occurred during the process. But either way, he was a plus beyond what he would normally have been. So if you want to say like Jigen himself can like rank similar to Ishiki plus Tintail's chakra, that's interesting. But just some food for thought. But yeah.
Well, real quick, just we don't have to get into it very long, but personally, I'm going to give you the quickest answer possible because we've done this like 50 times. But I don't think the Tintail's chakra really boosted Jigen's power. I think it was 99 to 100% purely to allow him to use the karma for longer.
It's like a stamina or conditioning thing.
Yeah, just a stamina endurance boost, but not in terms of his punching power and stuff. Even if he theoretically could have used it that way, I don't think that's what he was doing, because just think about it. What does Jigen have? Ishiki's karma seal. What's in that karma seal? The freaking brimming with unstoppable power, a freaking infinite chakra Ishiki. He had too much power, and he was very confident in that power, by the way. He knew he could beat Naruto and Sasuke with it.
Infinite chakra?
He doesn't need... I'm exaggerating, but the point is...
Okay, I got you.
He has, like, a lot of chakra, and it's really fucking strong. And he knows it's stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. The issue was that it was too strong, and it broke Jigen's body down. Ishiki wasn't sitting there thinking, man, I don't have the power to beat Naruto and Sasuke. He was thinking, man, Jigen's body can't handle me using that power for very long. I need a way to extend how long I can use my power, which is why that's what I think it was purely used for.
And that
makes more sense that way.
It's almost like a sealant for his body, since he's using the improper vessel that's going to crack his stomach randomly. We see in the fight that he's not having a problem with his power. He's like literally playing around, not even trying, and he's just punching Naruto and Sasuke out of their avatars. So he wouldn't use a Tintail's power for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with your conclusion, but I don't think that I was gonna say I don't know if I agree, but I don't disagree either. It sounds weird, but I don't know if I necessarily agree with the conclusion, but maybe another one, something similar. Because I do agree, like, if you use that power, I would imagine it would have been visually depicted during the battle.
Mhm.
And then also, like, why would you introduce it, like, the main leader of your villainous organization and then nerf what he can do himself by having him amp himself with 10 tails power? Like this is the first time you get to see, like, Otsutsuki, besides, like, Momoshiki, Kaguya, like, Kinshiki, whatever, Udashiki. This is, like, the first time you get to see, like, one of these motherfuckers, and he's the leader of the new antagonizing group, and you mean to tell me, like, he's gonna be like, nah, bro. I think they're going to showcase him and showcase his karma and showcase his power.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
another
it
good
was.
point. They're trying to hype up Ishiki. Why would they be making 10 tails amped Jigen when the point is to hype up Ishiki? I would say
Yeah.
the reason is because the point is Ishiki's so strong, Jigen can't handle it, which is where the 10 tails comes in. I think it just kind of makes things more consistent.
Well, yeah, relative to, like, you know, what we've seen, but it's like I've said before, the Otsutsuki aren't very powerful because Kaguya should have more chakra than Ishiki. So, like, this whole brimming with power thing is it's probably an accurate description for, like, his power level, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's, like, super OP powerful beyond, like, everybody. But I'm
Yeah,
not
well, I
saying
mean, either
anyone
way,
said
though,
that.
he's definitely got a lot of chakra. I don't think Jigen was worried about how much chakra the Karma Seal had. Like,
Yeah. Like Jigen's body can house his power, right? For, like, damn near 2 days almost, right? Like Jigen's body is actually pretty impressive.
I know, I agree. People downplay Jigen. Jigen's actually, like, low key fucking good ass vessel, all things considered. Everyone else died. Like,
Yeah. Jigen's not bad, bro. He's really not that bad. That's why I would say, like Kaguya had, like, fucking Jubi Madara as her vessel, and that motherfucker almost exploded. And this dude has, like, a human being as his vessel. And this bro's like, yeah, I can probably survive for about two days minimum, 2 days max. I mean, so it's interesting, but yeah, no, he's definitely So you have Ishiki over Boruto then, TBV. I'm assuming.
yeah,
is the
so,
logic. Yeah, I can see it on
real
your list
quick,
here.
just one last thing in case you were curious.
Mhm.
For people that really for stream more than anything, but if you're gonna examine the taijutsu feats with Jigen versus Ishiki, we're not saying Jigen's stronger than Ishiki, but, like, his feats just are superior. Like, he's punching Naruto into those gigantic rods and blowing him up and knocking Naruto unconscious for a few seconds and other things. Whereas Ishiki's like, yeah, he's doing his 360 kicks for no reasons and surfboarding Sasuke, kicking him 50,000 times. And Sasuke's just like, for all intents and purposes, fine. Like, Jigen just does hit them harder. We're not saying Jigen's stronger, but, like, based on feats,
the real difference
definitely
between
at least similar.
Exactly. The real difference between Jigen and Ishiki is the number of spokes in the eye, which we believe is the number of abilities he has access to. Jigen didn't have access to the cubes, only the rods. Ishiki had access to both. Physically, they're pretty much the same.
I don't think Jigen had the Kokugan at all. I think what was happening with Jigen was, or at least, this is weird.
It depends on whether you believe these are really triangles or not, but I've taken screenshots of some of the images, and they just are extremely triangular in the right positions and all these other things, and while he's using Sukuna Higona, to the point that I just can't accept it not.
I mean, I'm with you, Mello, because other characters like Sarada and Jura also have a similar triangular weird thing in their eye.
No, but it's not the same shape, though. It's not as perfectly triangular in the same triangle shape, form, space awareness position as Kawaki, okay?
I mean, like, the anime made it white. I'll just throw that out.
Okay, but you know what else the anime did? The anime made Code's claw marks gray.
Yeah, I know.
And they made his eye color green or whatever the wrong color was.
So when it comes, fuck, I forgot my point. What was I just saying?
Oh, you were asking about Jigen / Ishiki over Boruto, if that's what it is.
Oh no, this was what I was about to say. Kind of cool though. I still want that fucking Ohiram symbol to be behind her for real. God, I want that so bad, but it's not happening.
I know, it's not.
Visual representation. This ain't no fucking One Piece. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Her other eye probably is just going to be gravity manipulation-esque as well.
I don't. If it's like more finite control, then that's perfectly fine. But because I don't like the whole. There's ways I would tweak the ability. I don't like just the pull mechanic. I would also give her a push mechanic, even though she can simulate it, like I've said before in the past, by placement and quantity of the orbs. It's a lot of resources to expend just to simulate complete and total gravity chamber manipulation effectively. So I would just make it so her second eye can give her like more finite control over gravity manipulation.
I mean,
the ability itself is just godly OP. So
depending on how OP it is, one eye could just be pulling, one eye could be pushing. Alternatively, one eye just is all gravity, and then the other eye is whatever.
If it was something as simple as that, it was still just like that would be broken as fuck. Like because then it would eliminate the need for multiple orbs, which I would imagine would reduce resource expenditure. So then she would just like need one orb, and then if she used 2 orbs, it just gets fucking. I mean, you can probably like bend space time at that point. I mean, you could probably just do that in general, but gravity manipulation is like outside of reality warping and creation ability. Like it was probably like the top 5 on my list.
That's
So
why
I'm glad she got
it's the Diva Path of Pain's ability.
Oh, let's get into
That's a
that.
no-no.
Okay, so first of all, whenever the statement, because it's used freaking 20 billion times, whenever the statement stronger than Jigen but weaker than Ishiki is used, which version of Jigen do you think they're referencing?
All right, do they ever say weaker than Ishiki?
Shikamaru does, and no one ever disputes him.
Does Shikamaru say that? I don't know. I don't remember.
In Chapter 73, Shikamaru says he may be stronger than Jigen, but he should still be weaker than Ishiki, which means we can deal with him. And nobody ever corrects him.
When he's assigning the mission.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's anyone there who would even be in a position to like combat his take on that. Who was it? Like Sarada, Boruto, Mitsuki, and Kawaki? Like, what the fuck did they know? Right?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, and it's possible he's just wrong, but like, this isn't a debatable argument, but just from a heart-to-heart, I don't know how to say this. It feels like this story is trying to tell you that, and nobody ever tries to tell you otherwise.
I get that.
So I agree with you. I think the statement is nonsense anyways, but if we were to just run with it as if it is definitively true, which version of Jigen do you think it hypothetically would be referring to?
I would imagine it would have to be the one that Shikamaru himself is the most familiar with, given the dialogue came from him.
Well, Shikamaru himself wouldn't be familiar with Ishiki to know in the first place, so I think he has to be getting information from Amado.
No, I mean familiar through whatever means. Whether he was in the room when they showed the projection, or whether or not he was, being told something. Like no matter the how, like I just think that's what it is. Like he's familiar with him through what he's been told, or through what he might have like seen through the projection. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, I think just ignore Shikamaru. Amado says stronger than Jigen. Which version of Jigen do you think he meant?
I think he would take into consideration their perspective and then use the one that they would know the most, which would be like the one they fought. Because if it's some version only Amado himself would know, then what's the utility of even saying that shit? Like the point of saying it is to give them an understanding about where code scales unlimited, so that they can have an appropriate amount of fear and concern about this guy, right? So he needs to use what he knows, that what he perceives that they're in their mind's eye what Jigen would be. So I think even when Amado says it, it's based upon what they would perceive Jigen as. Yeah.
So both from the character perspective, I agree, and from the audience perspective, since we have also never seen base Jigen, where he really lies, but he should be above all the other Kara members. But either way, so okay, if it is V2 Jigen, that's really weird. If we agree that V2 Jigen is right next to Ishiki anyways.
It's just weird. Like, why? Like, Ishiki would have been the last strongest opponent that they fought. So why not just call him Ishiki? Like, there's cyborgs more powerful than Ishiki. Exactly. But then at the same time, he could be referring to Ishiki as Jigen, because that's how he has known him his entire life. And that's how they were first introduced to the character. So that's entirely possible as well. But they do start referring to him as Ishiki Otsutsuki. Or Otsutsuki in general. So yeah, and it's just it's shit like this that just it's so I think the conclusion that I would have to arrive at is it's just bad writing and incompetence.
So we agree it should be specified. Like, so to get to the answer, we think they're referring to base Jigen, but no matter how you slice it, it should have been more specific. Granted, I understand why the story isn't going to say base Jigen, because that's not how actual people talk. That's how anime YouTubers talk. But they should have made a distinction so that it just is clear, so that you're not asking, oh, what's Jigen?
It's just, I obviously they're not taking into consideration their fan base and the conversations that we have.
Yeah.
Obviously, right? Because if they were, they're not. But if they were, they'd add more specificity. They add measurements. They add things that allow us to quantify numerical values. Like, they'd do a lot more with their shit. They'll keep their shit nice and tight. And I think that's a weakness on their part. It's 2025. Yeah, it's a global world. Pay attention to your audience. You might, learn something.
At least
My Hero Academia also did it, according to Oodie.
We probably spend more time with this shit than they do, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird, but I'm pretty sure like Ikimoto's not dealing with, like, Ikimoto probably got the next 20 chapters already inked, and bro just chilling for like the next year, like next 2 years almost, like some shit like that.
That's great.
I mean, as a content creator, I stock up 10 videos and I just schedule them, and I can just chill for like months.
That's what I do with Walky Talky.
If I had the discipline to do that. I do not. I'm doing it right now.
I mean, Walky Talky aren't video; they're just clips. But I do schedule up to literal months in advance.
Yeah, like phrase, like if I could literally do, like, I could take one of my streams, like one of my 7-hour streams, and just like make months of content just from that. And then I can, to make it even better, I could structure it beforehand in a way that can give me like at minimum 5 topics.
Yeah, we don't do
this
that.
Wouldn't be a 7-hour thing, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna cover 3 to 4 topics in this stream, and then like I already have them clipped. Like if I wanted to be a productive, good businessman at this shit, I know how to. I just don't have the discipline for it. I could have so much more. I just don't have it in me, bro.
I'm the same way. I kind of blew it with my channel for that reason.
Thankfully,
I'm not disciplined enough, and I also got too busy with other things. But
you can always take a hiatus and come back. But
I've done that like 5 times, and it's created a problem.
Nah, I think it's just a perceived problem. Because people, and they'll get their fix elsewhere, and they'll come back as soon as you come back. It'll be like, I think like from our perspective, we're thinking, oh man, we've been gone for so long and blah blah blah. But from their perspective, it's like, yeah, maybe, but like I've been watching other shit. Like I ain't got time for whatever you into. So whenever you come back, I'll come back. But I don't think people like really sweating it. Like I see in Bar's comment section all the time. I mean, yours may be completely different. I don't want to like, negate your experience. But like Bar's comment section, and it's people like as soon as he comes back after like 5,000 years, and then they're like, oh man, welcome back. Oh man, I'm so happy. So I don't think it's like people clowning him or anything like that. So and all of our audience seems to be the same.
But then again, that could also be the vocal minority of people, since only like 10% of people even comment in the first place. So those are going to be the same people in the comment section that would comment, whereas everyone else might have just been lost.
Perhaps, but then I'm talking about a thing that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
A hypothetical what if thing. So
yeah. Walky Talky uploads like 2 to 3 videos a day, and if we're streaming like 2 to 3 times a week, you can get like 10, 20, 30 clips upwards up out of a single stream. And so that's a couple days right there, including members only videos that you can make.
You shouldn't upload more than twice a day.
Shouldn't upload more than twice a day?
Yeah, just stick to twice a day.
Okay.
We agree. The problem is we have too many videos.
Yeah, like schedule that shit out for the year. Like 2 years, however many you got. But like more than twice a day is crazy.
Well, like, actually,
because you're demanding too much of your audience. Because like, to expect them to just watch all your stuff and not like deviate or whatever. I mean, maybe at a certain point, like, hey, I'll watch this at work, and then maybe like a week from now, I'll watch the rest of this.
Yeah.
But at that point, they got a whole other video, and then your whole like 20,000 hour podcast to watch, and then like all this, like you're bombarding them with too much.
Well, to be fair, it's a short video in the morning, a medium length video in the afternoon, and like a long video at night, and it's at the exact same time every single day. And it's usually about like the same topic. Like there's a general flow to the video. And I'll also just
But
unlist
either
any
way,
videos
I
bad.
personally do agree with Mello entirely on this.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
I hate to say it, Oodie and I are the same way. We don't like to waste anything. So it's really us. We're essentially. I believe that our heart is ruining the business angle because we don't want to waste anything. Anything that's clippable, we want clipped, and then which means we have 5 billion clips. But we can't be talking about theories for chapter 12 when we're on chapter 32. We can't be scheduling that far out. That's the problem. It's us.
But that's a good problem to have. I wish I had that problem. Like right now, I'm working on stuff and stockpiling for my project, but that's not going to be out for months. So like in the meantime, like I could structure a podcast with topics and then like run a stream, get for it. Like I said, and then like have clips and shit, edit it a little bit. But I don't know. I started doing YouTube for one of the reasons was so I could do something that like made me happy, like make money talking about things that bring me joy, cartoons, anime, whatever. I don't know, just the internet is just not like a happy place. And then like the whole election shit kicked off and the internet just got worse. So it's like, I don't know. So I don't know, I took a little hiatus, just be alone.
I'm off Twitter. The only politics updates I get are on Zionism.
From Sour Lemon.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too frequent. It's too much bullshit bombarded with it all. I'm just tired of it. So I just took a break, watch some shows, play some games, live some life. But
I got
no, bro, I love you. I love YouTube. I love editing. I love narration. I love writing scripts. I love creating. That shit is so fucking fun. I love live streams. It's so fun. I love building communities and like debating in a fun way. Trying to figure out things with each other. Like all that shit's super fun and cool. It's the toxic drama shit that I just don't have time for at this point in my life. So it's that shit. That's not the reason why I went on my hiatus. But when I think about coming back, I'm like, do I really want to come back to this shit? Like, you make content for people, entertain them, and then they just disrespect you because you have a different take about a cartoon or a comic book character than they do. It's fucking weird. And then if you praise somebody or give them like their flowers, they call it glazing. So like you can't even like put someone on. You can't even like up someone, and then like everybody's so incentivized to down people. It's just like, what is this environment? Like, what the fuck are we doing? It's crazy. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But do you guys have any other topics?
Oh, we have endless topics.
Okay, well, for topics for tonight, anything else specifically on the tier list you want to?
I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but serious question: is this a serious definitive list?
Most of these.
Well, depends on who you're talking. Because if you scroll down, as you can see, TBV Sage Mitsuki is below base TBV Mitsuki. And it's both serious and joke.
I got you.
It's a joke, but it's based off the manga. Even though it makes no sense.
Called Juby.
Oh, weird clone Juby. What? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot. We also have Daikoku to Naruto and Tree Sasuke.
Yeah.
We have base TBV Kawaki and Genin
over Himawari. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, we got base part 1. I guess not quite base part 1 Kawaki over Himawari. Okay.
Well, we've also ranked
if you also
Vortex.
You'll
Naruto
notice that base part 1 Mitsuki is over TBV base Mitsuki.
I did.
It's both serious and nonsensical, but that's because we think the series makes no sense when it comes to Mitsuki.
Okay. So that gets difficult for me. You just affirmed the answer I thought you would say. So I'm not sure what to ask you then, because I might get a joke answer or I might get a definitive one. So
well, we don't know either. We'll find out in the moment.
Okay.
We'll find out together.
Some of these entries, it's like, I just want to rephrase. Base part 1 Mitsuki over base TBV Mitsuki. It makes no sense that part 1's over part 2. And yet, based on evidence, we think he is.
What's that evidence, by the way?
I don't remember, but I'm sure we went over it.
Oh, it's the Otoshiki stuff.
No, that was for Sage.
That's a Sage Mitsuki.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, we did have
Well,
this this Mitsuki relative to this Kawaki.
Oh, right, because yeah, so Kawaki just weakened Kawaki was going toe to toe with Garo and Outer, and Konohamaru was weaker than Ao and Outer. Ao and Garo should be pretty even. Mitsuki just is relative to base Kawaki. That puts him in that same tier. Remember that. Don't remember everything, but
Two Blue Vortex
Mitsuki relative to base Kawaki.
He literally, I mean, they kind of like Kawaki like off guard attacks him. Mitsuki just reacts to everything just fine. Can't even hit Mitsuki. Kawaki's like, yeah, you're good, bro. Moves on to Sarada. You know what I mean? Like, they show relativity in their brief skirmish, and Kawaki just stops attacking him because he knows Mitsuki's that guy.
Okay. So if when you say Mitsuki's that guy, you mean like he's just on par with me, so I'm not gonna fight him?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Mitsuki also had the right mentality, but
you could also consider the anime if you wanted to. We didn't do this, so we didn't make this argument at all. This is a new argument, but Mitsuki versus Shinki was blatantly above like practically everyone else in the tuning exams. To be fair, Mitsuki did lose to Shinki, but they were pretty relative without the Sage mode. And so
Shinki one-shot base Kawaki.
And then I think we do see Shinki versus Kawaki later on in like the second tuning exams, or that was like
he
hyped
just
up or
one-shots
something.
him.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, Mitsuki's not relative to Shinki at all.
In base, you don't think so?
Fuck no. Like, Mitsuki didn't do a single thing against him in that entire fight. Like
he did
even when he used
good.
the lightning snake to dispel him of the sand, that was a part of Shinki's plan to lure him in into close quarters combat, and then he just ducks his attack, and then he's just faster than Mitsuki. He ducks his attack and just tags his ass and sends him flying. So even like
Mitsuki did do a thing where he like reached his hands underground. I can't remember the specifics, but he did something where he grabbed Shinki's ankles and did something. It was like pretty decent. Like he didn't win, obviously, but he did a few things.
But it wasn't even a real guy. Like it was like, that I felt no weight or some shit. He said like, yeah, it was just a clone. Like he got zero definitive hits in on him, and like Shinki was like low diffing him. Bro was literally like huffing and puffing and scratched up and shit, and like quit.
I mean, Shinki did pull out that one cool spike thing at the very end.
What spike?
That was pretty strong.
I mean, either way, Mitsuki did better than Kawaki did against Shinki.
Yeah, if anything, Kawaki is weaker than Mitsuki. Yeah. Although Kawaki fought a stronger version of Shinki.
Well, Shinki definitely put less effort in, so I think that balances out.
That is true.
Yeah. But we also have Mitsuki fighting Shino in the anime. He technically took the bell from Konohamaru in the gag manga, if you want to count that. So
Mitsuki fighting Shino. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that was actually a kind of fun episode.
Yeah.
We got like taken over by the new way. Yeah, I remember that.
That arc is great, bro. Mitsuki and Sumire and specifically the Mitsuki Sumire scenes. I rewatched the arc just for that. Fucking 10 out of 10 when it came to those scenes. It was so cool.
It's weird because it's hard to scale like part 1 Mitsuki in general.
He
is
never
just see his like
Jonin level at like the academy.
Yeah, he's just not trying because he just want to take the spotlight away from everyone.
I think power wise, he's definitely Kage level. I would even like say like high Kage.
With his Sage mode, I completely agree.
Yeah, I think Orochimaru just pretty much illustrates that he's just beyond him, and this is like a fucking.
Well, that gets into it.
That's our problem with it.
Well, real quick though. So for anyone who wants to debate, okay, if you scroll up, you have Sage Mitsuki and Topic Gods here. Okay, if you want to put them lower, I will say this: the Kara outers are supposed to be Otsutsuki tier, even if they're on the low end. That's Sasuke saying it. Orochimaru just fodderized Victor without trying. In a pre-academy, Sage Mitsuki was speed blitzing Orochimaru to the point he just couldn't react, and Orochimaru is just straight up being like, yeah, this dude is this amazing whatever god power. Like, he's clear that the narrative is implying Sage Mitsuki over Boruto era Orochimaru. It's clearly what they're trying to do. Mitsuki only gets stronger from Academy, so he should be at least Otsutsuki tier with Sage mode.
I would be surprised if Mitsuki isn't actually more powerful than Boruto right now in TBV. He just doesn't
I
have
think he should
access
be, but
to his full power. I don't think I don't think anything we've seen from him is his full power. I think
But
he's still
why?
limited.
Because he's
Okay.
pulling out the horn and everything. It's just weird.
well,
No,
okay.
I think his
I'm fine.
durability has increased, so he can sustain this level. I just don't
Mhm.
think this level is his apex. I think he has a.
I'm
'cause
fine
he
with
has, like,
that.
he has
Yeah.
a first stage form with no horn, then he has a horn. So I think his transformations have like levels to them, and I think there's one beyond this one. So maybe
Okay.
he gets 2 horns. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, okay, I'm fine with that. My problem though is in terms of anime versus manga, the one horn form is the one speed blitzing Orochimaru and being Otsutsuki beyond Otsutsuki tier, among other things he does. So what happened in TBV?
Yeah, but like Otsutsuki are like they range, they vary in power, right? Like
Well,
Kenshiki's
at the
dog
very
shit
least,
compared to
he
like
would be within
Ishiki.
at least that tier that we have Kaguya, Kinshiki, Momoshiki, Naruto, Jigen, and so on. He would at least be in that tier, if not even higher.
Okay.
Orochimaru
Sorry.
did no diff, a car enter. So
Okay, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot what we were talking about mid sentence. I'm actually getting kind of
anime
concerned.
Mitsuki.
This is fucking weird. Like, why am I forgetting so much? Like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, we were talking about Orochimaru and Mitsuki. Yeah. Yeah, I think I made my points. I don't know what else to say. Just
Long
for this
story
list,
short,
I guess.
they ruined Mitsuki.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I do think there's a level beyond this.
Kamui, did you wanted to do Limited
Bro, why
Code,
isn't
maybe?
Sarada God tier, bro?
Okay, so the way this list is
Hold on,
structured.
Sorry, real quick. I just
Yeah.
have to know this. Do you have Baryon mode over Sarada?
Yeah, he's up here. She's down here.
No, I mean like seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
I'm just
this
curious.
list, anyways, you could argue against this list, but going with the logic of this list, yes.
Well, I know you have it on this list. I can see it, but I mean like just in general.
No, I mean,
It sounds like you're trying to answer my question in a very diplomatic and political way so that you won't like set yourself up for something. It's like super weird. Like, just give me an answer. Like, do you think Baryon mode is stronger than TBV Sarada? Hiram.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
What I
I'm
meant.
not even asking you for reasoning or anything like that. I'm just,
Okay.
Fair enough.
What I meant with what I said is go. I don't want to reword myself, or re-say what I just said. If I were to stand by this list, which I could do because I made it, then yes. But I'm not saying this list is definitively correct. Just what I currently think. But that I acknowledge it can absolutely, obviously, be wrong, and I don't actually 100% definitively know.
So you're
Yeah,
trying to
and
look
part of
left
that
and
is the
right
fault
at the
of the
same
series for
time.
making some things unclear.
So if
You're trying to
Sarada
position
is
it
above Baryon mode, I'm not going to be surprised. But as of right now, this is how I rank it. But it's not a hill that I'm going to die on or anything.
I mean, I would not die on the hill in general, but I get your point.
Okay. So we've gone over how strong we think MS Sarada should be multiple times. To keep it as succinct as possible, Kamui, did you want to start or do you want me to, since I know you haven't talked in a while?
You start for Sarada.
Okay,
I'll
so
let you
first
do
of all,
Sarada.
what this list is, we actually did 2 different lists at the same time. This list is for like everything, which includes abilities, ninja-ness, intelligence, etc. Then we did a separate list, which honestly isn't quite as succinct in my opinion. There's probably a couple things that we forgot, but either way, we did a separate list for specifically the stats, and that does change things up a little bit.
Yeah,
But-
especially Boro's a great example.
Yeah, exactly.
His virus and regen carries him a lot higher in the other tier list.
Yeah,
but
up
if
to,
you
like,
remove that and you just look at his speed and strength,
then he's down to
he's not
Jonin
going
tier.
that high.
You drop like 3 different tiers based on his abilities. And we know this is just a thing in Naruto to where abilities can make people monsters. For example, Shino doesn't have the craziest stats of all times. He's just a very good ninja all around because of his bugs, etc., etc. Same with Garo with the sand, obviously Boro with the Spira. If you're going to argue it, you could argue the only thing that makes Ada strong is her love charm and omnipotence, and her stats could hypothetically be freaking Sumire level for all we know. But because of her ability and stats, you would just put her above Jigen if you ranked her on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like kind of exponentially.
I have a question for you guys. Chakra contains like the consciousness of the source origin, right? So if it's me, I have chakra, and I put my chakra in like, I don't know, fucking a jar. I could have like me in a jar. You get what I'm saying? Like how Minato manifested. So when you have children, they get your chakra, right? That's like a thing. Pretty sure I read that somewhere. You guys are gonna confirm or deny that, but okay. So shouldn't they have like the consciousness of their parents inside of them at all times? Or does like the chakra they inherit mutate into something new through like whatever the birthing process is?
Well, narratively, the Naruto series tells you it becomes their own. In universe, Kaguya sees all chakra as her chakra, regardless of who it comes from, because she gave it to them.
That's I don't consider that shit.
I think it's gonna be similar.
Silly.
I think it's probably best to think of it similar to My Hero Academia, the way that quirks like are memories stored in the cell, if that makes sense. To where it's almost like dormant consciousness, but like
wait. Don't spoil me. Are you spoiling me about quirks? Or is this like information we already got?
No, this is information we already got. You are more caught up than I am. I'm halfway through season 7 right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Must be some shit I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a whole like scientific thing. It's like why the quirks doomsday theory is like a thing as well.
Yeah, singularity.
Yeah, as well as like how one for all can be passed down and why Deku can have the other like holders within him or whatever.
The vestiges,
Yeah, it's storing the memory of the cells or whatever.
Well, definitely stockpile with all for One's brother, but I don't think that applies to all the quirks. Just specifically all for one.
It is all the quirks because they're saying the way that quirks work is similar to cells because all normal cells, like in your body even, not just quirks, but all cells store a memory of like your experience, so to speak.
Yeah.
Because that's how like vaccines work as an example.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, we see in the war arc that Naruto, through spreading his chakra to Ino, who then mind transmissions to the whole war, everyone's able to see Naruto's memories, but not, I don't think it's like thoughts. Well, Naruto was thinking that, so technically it's thoughts. But like, it's not like a Ninshu consciousness was inside of them of Naruto.
Okay. But like, how would you know?
Hey, you got me there.
How would you know that's not the case?
I mean, I do think he just did do that to Obito, so I'll give you that.
Yo, that's actually really interesting. Like the mind space thing, what if that's not actually them? It's just like their chakra selves, like them in the form of chakra. Like, well, not obviously it's not physically them in their own head, obviously, but
is that not what that what that was supposed to be?
Well, do you think that the Minato that talked to Naruto during the Pain arc, do you think Edo Minato saw that or remembers that?
I don't think so. Minato acts like he just is. This is his first interaction. I'm pretty sure.
Sort of gives you your answer.
Yeah. So
I don't think it's like shadow clones to where
that was like a
when one
copy of Minato.
It goes back.
That was in Naruto, like a copy of Minato's consciousness, or
that's all I think it was. But I think us, like me, you, us, we're copies of copies of copies of copies. Like I think we go through like a cycle of death and rebirth, but it's so seamless that we don't even notice it. Like the me today is not the me from an hour ago. Like these are two like different me's. This is an interesting way I've been thinking about like life. Sorry, just kind of connected to the topic, but there isn't one version of you. You move through life as a team of yourself, if that makes sense. So the me today, if I want to like sacrifice my quote unquote life because I can only exist in the now, there's going to be another version of me an hour from now, whenever the fuck, right? But this version in the now, right now, if I wanted to sacrifice my existence in the now for my future self, right, I could absolutely do that. And my future self would benefit from actions that he didn't actually do. But it sounds weird when I'm saying it this way because it's like you 5 minutes ago, an hour ago, a week ago, a year ago. It's like, well, I did do that. But it's like when I ask myself, what the fuck, like the intricate details of what I was doing. What was I doing a week ago today around this time? Maybe not this time because it's like fucking 4 a.m. But like, what the fuck was I doing a week ago at like 2 p.m.? I couldn't tell you if you fucking put my life on the line. I can give like vague general shit. Maybe I played some video game, but I don't know like the thought process in between my room and my kitchen. Like, what the fuck was I thinking moving from point A to point B? I couldn't fucking tell you. That's a completely different dude with a completely different thought process that I don't even remember. The motherfucker was going through some shit. Like 17-year-old me is not me. That type of shit. So, no, it's really not. That's a whole different person, bro. Like that motherfucker was stealing shit and like getting in fights and fucking people up. Like that's not me today, bro. I wouldn't. I no. Like, me 2 years ago is not me. So if you think about it this way, I think a lot of people in their lives they go it alone, and they think they're alone. But if you reframe your thinking and say, well, I'm working with myself, and myself is a team spread across time. And if I want my future self to benefit, I need to sacrifice the me now so that my future self can benefit later. It's a simple concept, but it's a way of thinking that I just hadn't thought about for my whole life. And I was like, you know what? When I reframe it like this, I'm really like cheating myself when I don't do things that benefit me in the future. I'm literally robbing myself of this. This is fucking insane to think about, but pretty simple concept, I think.
I'm not
But
free time.
Well, unlike Sauron, who thinks that's so funny, I thought that was interesting.
What? I did think it was interesting.
Me and Oodie be having weird conversations all the time. So
you just laughing during
it. What's wrong with you?
Autistic ass conversations.
I only laughed when he said that he was different than he was when 17. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you are.
Well, I had like
some people would think like, oh, that wasn't a completely different me. Like that was just me 17. Like this is why people feel like they can't change. Because they keep tethering themselves to like their fucking 14, 15, 20-year-old, depending on how old you are, self.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you're not that person no more. Like anymore. Like you're not that person anymore. So like stop tethering yourself to that little motherfucker and move the fuck on. Be a new you. Because you are literally a new you. Like you're not the motherfucker then. Like, there's not a single cell in my body today that my 15-year-old self had.
Exactly.
I'm a complete it's like the ship of Theseus or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
If you keep replacing planks over time, it's a completely new ship. So is it still the ship of Theseus? I think I got that name right. But is it still the ship? Like, am I still me? Am I still Mello from 15? Fuck no. I'm not. I'm a copy of that motherfucker. So that was kind of my point with the chakra stuff.
I completely agree, but I will say something has to still be carried over because, like I was saying earlier, your cells contain memory from your previous cells, so something's carried over. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something. Even if it's a new cell.
I just think it's like genetic. It's just like that genetic memory that you were talking about in the cells. I think it's a way of like not driving us insane or mad. I think that change is so seamless that we don't even notice, to be honest, that we've died and been copied. But we think we're the original, but we're really not.
Yeah. Well, the brain and body are so interwoven, they impact each other, literally playing off one another. If one thing happens to your body, it happens to your brain, and vice versa. It can spiral upwards or downwards based on that. But based on that, you are just the collective consciousness of both your brain and body. And so it is, like you're saying, the group effort of everything working together for one collective consciousness just moving through your life.
Yeah. It's so weird that like our bodies do that. Like when it copies itself, like if you have like a rotten tooth or something, it's going to copy the rotten tooth. Like why do that? Like why not just reset it to where it was originally? Like just from a mechanical standpoint, like why? Like does it expend too much resources? because we're just like biological machines. So if I like break it down analytically, like there should be like a functional reason why our bodies don't do that. Yeah, like if I'm blind, why the fuck is when my cells recopy? Why the fuck are they recopying the defective shit? Just give me my eyes back. Like what the fuck?
Not necessarily
it's weird.
functional reasoning, just that we haven't got there yet because our bodies are such complex things. It's almost unfathomable just on like a scientific level everything that's happening.
And at the same time, so fucking primitive. Yeah.
In some ways, if you consider it, but it could just be that we haven't evolved that yet, just because we just haven't had the chance or time to get to that point yet. Not that it's like bottlenecked out or that there's a reason that it doesn't exist, but that we just haven't got to the point to where we even have fathomed or processed the possibility of that, like evolution-wise, in terms of our bodies.
Is there any animal that can do something like that?
Lizards can grow back their arms.
Their age.
Yeah,
that's the only animal I know of. That
but they can't like not be blind if they're blind.
Well, if they're blind as adults from old age and they reverse their age, then they should get their sight back in youth.
Well, that's only reversing their age, not their physical body. It's just undoing their telomeres or whatever.
I mean, like a lot of stuff that's linked to death and illness is linked to age. So if you resolve that issue, then you shouldn't have any of the conclusions of
it could still be a permanent thing. Like I think you couldn't be able to heal a scar, for instance.
That's interesting. So you revert, but you still sustain. That's interesting. I don't know enough to disagree with you.
How thick do I want these?
Because I think even if you like unwind it, you would still keep the experience of it stored in your cell.
I wish jellyfish could talk so I can ask them. It'd be a very interesting conversation, I think.
Oh, I would like to. It'd be nice to talk to it.
Did y'all know that voice
I don't know.
to
it
speech,
might be horrifying.
Voice to speech is being worked on.
I keep wanting. I keep wanting to
speech. Thought to speech.
Sorry, yeah, that. I did it again.
Elon Musk was doing some weird shit with that.
Yeah,
it's so funny because like a lot of Elon's like ideas are like kind of cool when it comes to like the technology shit, like going to Mars and like the SpaceX shit and like the whole.
Unfortunately, it's him.
Exactly, you know exactly where I was going. Unfortunately, it's that nasty, evil motherfucker who has it. It's so fucking lame, bro. If I had his money, you know what I would do for the world, bro? Oh my god, like I probably wouldn't keep any of it. Like I probably just give me like I don't know, like 10 mil. He's a multi-billionaire. Just give me like 10 mil. I'll live the rest of my life. The rest of it, I would just like make the planet better. Like he's such a waste of a fucking human being. Like I can't even. It's so infuriating why people like this even fucking exist. But I'm branching off on a different topic. My bad. I apologize.
I'm looking for multiply. There we go.
Sauron, did you ever find the Naruto Gaiden thing you were looking for? Of whether or not Sarada's looking in the library in the manga?
Oh, I thought y'all heard me. It's anime original.
Okay, so it's just not there.
Because of course it is.
Nice.
The like entire scene or just like an aspect of it?
Anyway, I'm pretty sure
she doesn't learn
anything about it.
She doesn't learn that much. She basically just learns what the Mangekyo Sharingan does.
No, I think she learns that it exists, but learns nothing else. She just knows that it's a word.
No, I think she learns that it gives you abilities and that it exists. Okay. I don't think she actually learned it makes you blind.
Did Sasuke explain?
Well, she doesn't know anything how to get it or anything because she asked later on, and he's like, "Yeah, you can't do that."
He vaguely explained the MS, but he didn't say anything beyond. That was just like vague.
I think their concern was that she was going to go evil like him. And they weren't really like expressing the downsides of Mangekyo.
Yeah, that was Sakura's concern.
Yeah, Sakura.
Like Sasuke's concern was, sorry, I'm sorry, but like I don't want to purposefully make you suffer a tragic loss and emotional breakdown.
I don't want to like curse her with the burden. Not even put it in her mind.
Now that burden was inevitable just from her occupation. He has to prepare her. So I don't think that was his mindset. I don't think he.
I think he was mainly just. I think he was just focused on her getting past and getting stronger in that current moment.
Yeah, like he was very stern when talking about it. But I kind of felt like there was a bit of not embarrassment, but like apprehension to even talk about it because it might reflect poorly on his past. I almost kind of felt that vibe from it, like
think
uncomfortable.
so.
Like if you had a parent who was a drug addict, but they got themselves clean, and like you kind of brought it up like 10 years later, like, oh yeah, I guess
I'm
I can
pretty
talk
sure your
about this, but I don't
interpretation of
feel
that scene is
comfortable.
correct from what I remember. I think he
Yeah,
did
that's
have an
about
apprehension because of that. Because every single time he talks about his past, the most open he was about his past was to the past version of Naruto in
That was
the
a great scene.
That is
Fantastic scene.
actually a great scene.
Yeah.
Fantastic for
I'm
for
so-
overall shitty arc. This time slip arc.
That arc
Although-
has a lot of really good scenes. It's just surrounded by like a horrible villain.
You know what? Exactly. I was just about to say if they
But
remove
that
the
arc has
Ashiki,
so bro.
yeah, just
Some
get
of
rid
those
the other
scenes in that
shitty
arc
shit.
make me emotional. Like, because it's just like some of those art scenes are just so good.
Bro, the bathhouse cleaning scene. I think that was the bathhouse. That was a
So
great scene.
fun. So
Neji
fun.
conversation with Boruto on the bridge thing. I think that was a bridge.
Mhm.
That was great. The fucking
Hearing Naruto
bro,
talk. I really enjoy the scene where Naruto gets to talk to Boruto and they're talking about
bed?
the future Naruto. Yes. Great
that was
scene.
beautiful, bro.
Yes.
Oh my god. Even like the art, just like the lighting and everything, like how his eyes were twinkling and
Yes,
shining.
it was gorgeous.
It was fucking amazing, bro. And then you get Oroshige. It's like, man, fuck.
Mm.
You ruined this shit, bro.
Like every time when I watch that arc, I just like skip around all the scenes that I really like, and then I skip to the final fight, the 135, because I think the episode just looks really pretty, and I'm like, oh, I can enjoy this on monkey brain level. I'm like, oh, that's really pretty, isn't it? Yes,
I
that's
really liked
pretty,
when Urshiki
isn't
used
it?
omnipotence there.
Yeah,
Did
when he
not
used
use
omnipotence, it was
why
pretty.
why do you guys keep
I-
saying that?
I
Well,
don't
because we
know
see it
what's
happen.
Not
going
have
on.
omnipotence.
He uses it. Do you
You
not
see it.
know the scene? Did you watch the episode?
Were your eyes closed?
Mello, I don't
Ay,
understand.
Dios mío.
I don't understand this gag. I don't know what the punchline is.
I don't think there ever
Mello.
is really a punch. I think the punchline is the existence of the joke itself.
I've
be
never
honest.
heard someone
that
be so
probably makes
wrong.
sense.
I'm sorry. You two were talking at the same time. I don't know what you said.
Did I
Well, we've
stutter?
never heard anyone be so wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. I'm glad you
Yeah,
admit that.
you definitely are.
Yeah,
What was- oh,
that's an
thank goodness
excellent
we
point you
all
just raised.
agree. See, Oodie can cook sometimes.
Yeah,
I
sometimes.
definitely could.
And then he pulls up the tier list and then it reminds you.
Oh god.
What he
Yup.
cooks often burns. Kinda.
Yeah.
I don't mind your tier list though. I think
Mm,
I actually like your approach to it because it's less serious. People take this shit way too seriously,
Mhm.
man. So like that's why I find like
It's
your
not
approach to
that
all this
serious,
shit such
yeah.
a breath of fresh air. Because you kind of like take the piss out of like all this ego shit. So why are they sending the heads of their clans out to like fucking run missions and shit? I never
Bro,
understood that shit.
you could
Like you're just
that
killing your
goes.
bloodline.
Well, actually, technically, the head of the clan is like probably Ino.
Cause like, and then like, if you think about it, like all of our characters are like royals. Like you don't really get to see Konoha from like this perspective of like the peasantry, cause like they have proximity to like the royal elite class through like the Hokage and like the student teacher lineage. His father was the fucking president. So like Naruto's like the leader of the Uzumaki pretty much. I mean, yeah, fucking Hinata. Ino, fucking Shikamaru. So like all these characters are like the heads of their clans. None of these people are like from the bottom. Now I'm here. Like none of them. It's fucking insane now that I think about it. Like Naruto is supposed to be the underdog, but he fucking wasn't at all, ever in his whole fucking existence. Never. Fucking insane. So I don't know. Neji was right. I guess that's what I'm saying. He was always right.
Well,
That motherfucker was too wise for his age, bro. It kind of makes me sad he died. I could only imagine how he would have Naruto, bro. I mean, I have Boruto. He would have Boruto fucking right. Outside of Sasuke or maybe Kakashi.
Neji would have
training
gone
Boruto would have been
soft.
so sick. Who, Boruto?
Neji
'Cause of
would have
Neji's
gone
training?
soft.
No
Neji would have
fucking
gone
shot.
soft.
Neji would have been a man of discipline. Hell, I think Neji would have been Hokage. I ain't gonna hold you. I think Neji's wisdom and his power and his like prestige as a war if he survived the war as like a war not general, but you get my point. Like that motherfucker would have been like he would have had the resume, he would have had the lineage prestige, he would have had like the power level. So I think there's no fucking way Neji's gonna like be weaker than fucking Chochito Boruto era. Like, come on now. So yeah, like Neji would have been him, I think. And then I think it would have been cool if like during the last Toneri went after Neji instead. It just would have been better if Neji lived, bro.
I actually don't think Toneri. Well, yeah, I guess he could have written it differently, lore wise.
Yeah.
Because like
imagine an epic battle with like fucking Toneri versus Neji. Neji loses obviously, but like maybe Neji gets like Tenseigan once he gets his eyes back. Oh my god, it'd be so fucking peak. But yeah, sad but true.
Yeah, well, luckily he was killed off for Hinata.
Where the fuck is Mello? The fuck is this guy?
He's filler. That's where he is.
Who?
He can't be filler. It's fucking Rock Lee's in 1010's son. Okay.
He actually is in the manga for. I think
he's in Kodachi's manga.
Bro, how did the Celtics get a game? That's crazy. I know y'all don't watch sports. Never mind.
I've heard basketball went.
Mello, last thing I can think of for now.
See a doctor about that, Sarah.
So,
my bad, Oodie, what were you saying?
So, Mello, multiple times you've referred to Ishiki as a poopy head of a character.
Oh yeah, you dog shit, yeah.
Yeah, that.
I mean, some people find use in dog shit. I'm just not one of them. So yeah,
well. What do you mean by that? Because I think you mean narrative, but I would hope that you mean annoyance based on community reaction.
What does it mean?
What's the community reaction? To me or to Ishiki?
To the community's reaction to Ishiki. Well, technically to you through Ishiki, but you get the idea.
So, no offense to anyone in the community, whatever community this is. Certainly mine included.
What do you be even referring to? I don't know.
I'm not sure if I care enough, and I'm not trying to be like super cool or oh, look at me, I don't care. I'm so edgy. Not that, but genuinely, I don't think I care enough to even take the community, whatever community, Boruto community, thoughts into consideration when forming anything.
Okay, that's.
I don't think I've ever done that ever. Like, not a single video have I ever created. I've only ever just done what I wanted to do, and people just kind of came around and started watching it. So yeah, I don't operate like that. But yeah.
So when you say Ishiki sucks, do you also mean that from like the narrative perspective? Like you think he's written poorly for like the themes of the arc, etc., etc.?
I don't even know if I would be like very technical with it. It's kind of like a vibe thing. Like so number one, I think if I start like from the back, like the whole stuff with Kaguya is just an L. I mean, he gets bisected, caught off guard, like he has to jump into like another man's body and suck off his juices just to live. It's just a bad look, just that in general. And then you're supposedly stronger than her. It's mid. And then that's one. Two, this motherfucker spends thousands of years doing fuck all, and his conclusion was fucking Kara, which brings me to 3. Fucking Kara. Like you're the leader of this group, and this group is mid as fuck. Like what the fuck? Like power levels big, sure, whatever. That's cute, but writing, Akatsuki level writing. Like please, no. So you're the leader of mid, and then the motherfucker gets packed up by a 15-year-old boy. After he gets his like full power or whatever the fucking case may be, he gets finessed by Shadow Clone. This dude is trash as fuck. And then he shows up, and then he can barely defeat like the local 33-year-olds in Naruto and Sasuke. He's like 1,000+ years old. Destroyer of worlds. He can't even beat the local 33-year-olds. It's fucking tragic. So that like at every point, everything he does seems impressive. In the same way, if I went to an elementary school and started boxing 5th graders and won, it would seem very impressive. But then a grown-ass man would walk up, and I'd beat his ass too, but a grown-ass man would walk, Mike Tyson in his prime would walk up, and then be like, what about me? So it looks a little different when you're dealing with somebody like that's a contemporary. So like, yeah, I'll be impressed by Ishiki when he fights another 1,000+ year old and has like an epic battle with them, instead of getting like washed by infants.
Okay.
So all of that just makes him shit. and so much more. But yeah, I digress.
That's fine. That's fine. So regardless of if I agree or disagree, that's not what matters here. The 4 things you listed were writing, but they were all from the plot perspective rather than from the story perspective. So like, do you like think Ishiki has like a good role to play in the story in terms of like the father and son dynamic? Because that's what I actually care about.
I like the introduction with like him trying to buy Kawaki.
Yeah.
I like that from like the father stuff, Kawaki's backstory. That was great. Someone else was trying to get Kawaki, and then like Jigen killed him in that little alleyway before he took Kawaki away. I thought that was all good. It kind of spoke to the larger world of the Naruto universe, to where the people are trafficking children, which I thought was interesting to even cover that. And then when he gets there, he gets like the whole abuse stuff. I thought that was pretty good writing, but none of it's for like him. It's all to facilitate Kawaki. He's just a means to an end character, and it's like very tragic.
I think you can place at least part of that on Ishiki's character. Obviously, that's like directly Kawaki's character, but it's like indirectly Ishiki through Kawaki's reluctance to change based on the fear Ishiki instilled into him. In the same way, you look at Avatar: The Last Airbender, everything the Fire Nation does is a reflection and an extension of the Fire Lord.
Yeah.
You remember when I said he will find every opportunity to make Avatar and Walking Dead.
Okay, Kamui. Yeah.
You did say that. Yeah.
But I think Ishiki and Jigen as a character, what they serve in the narrative for not only Kawaki, but their ideological clash against Naruto throughout the entire arc, not just through their direct confrontations, but through the attempt to change Kawaki by being a father to him. I think all that is handled not only respectfully, but extremely beautifully in terms of the writing.
Again, he just facilitates other characters' growth and progression. I mean, like, what growth does Ishiki himself have? Like, where did he start, and then where did he end up? He started in the exact same place and ended up in the exact same place. There's like no growth at all. There's no realization. There's no revelations.
That's not necessary for a good villain. For
Yeah,
example, Orochimaru in all of part 1.
I'm not saying it's necessary.
Okay.
Well, I'm not saying it's necessary. I'm just saying it's like something I would have wanted to see.
That's fair.
I just don't like stagnant, like just stationary characters that just have no anything.
Well,
like Koji is an interesting character because he shows up as one thing, and then it turns out there's a twist with him, and then after that he shows up again, and I suspect there's going to be another twist and conflict with Boruto. So that character is super interesting, and then also the character's not dead and gone. He like maintains and persists, so he still has time to be more.
He kind of just died in one arc.
Yeah, so like the guy wasn't around that long. The time he was around, he didn't really accomplish much of anything. Like, name one person this dude killed of worth or significance. Name one person that this dude like what did he do? Did he genuinely, like, what did he actually get done? Besides, like, I mean, everything that you can attribute to him is working through Kawaki. Like, you can say Kawaki cast omnipotence, so he only did that because of Ishiki's influence and putting him in this life, in this situation, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. You can give that to Ishiki. It's like trying to give Boruto credit for shit Momoshiki does in Boruto's body. It's fucking weird.
I think
have
that's
the hype moments
fine.
Have the hype moments for part 1 Boruto is not even Boruto. It's like a whole other fucking character. It's in his own series. It's like weird that they did that, but it's like the final Kawaki battle in the anime is not even fucking Boruto versus Kawaki. Like, what? Okay.
Yeah, but then that's discrediting. Who's the kid? Muji and the Bandits arc. Who's that kid? Kamui? Tenzo. Yeah, I thought it was, but I just thought it was wrong. But yeah, that was the name coming. Yeah, that's like discrediting Tenzo for throwing the shuriken at Mujino's back. Who is it? Shojoji's back, which allowed Boruto to win.
The feudal lord's kid.
Yeah,
I rewatched that arc recently. I like it.
That Shojoji fight was cool.
Because like all he's doing is throwing the shuriken, but that shuriken is what was the deciding factor in the battle. It's the same with the Deku versus Muscular fight in season 3, with Kota doing the water beam which determined Deku being able to overpower Muscular there. Similarly, Plankton does nothing in the SpongeBob movie, but he's the one that controls King Neptune. He's the one that controls the assassin dude with the boot, etc., etc. Dennis, yeah, thank you. Going to Shell City, in and of itself, Plan Z, that is all an extension of Plankton. So the main characters, protagonist, SpongeBob, Patrick, they're fighting against Plankton through the obstacles of the journey of going to Shell City. Every step they take is a fight against Plankton as a character, which do go to his character.
Okay. I mean, I just guess I just wanted some kind of something from the character, like a victory that was substantial. Like to me, the Naruto and Sasuke fight, that wasn't a substantial victory to me. Like Sasuke escaped, so you failed there. And you didn't even have the juice to finish Naruto, and then fucking children came through and released him. So what was the conclusion of this supposed victory? An L. Your targets escaped and they're perfectly fine. And not only are they perfectly fine, they fucking came back and resulted in your death. So had you finished your business, then like even his so-called wins are L's. Like it's just, the dude's just a fucking, he's a do nothing for himself, certainly. Like he doesn't do, like I'm more interested in fucking Delta than this dude, bro, to be honest. Like I want to know if she's a Kibisanzu, if she's linked to the symbols in the Ten Tails dimension, like who is Amato, like is she like an Otsutsuki and manipulating Amato? Because his internal dialogue would suggest that he's not evil, in the conventional sense. I still think he's an asshole, but stuff like that. But fucking Ishiki, there's no journey of growth. There's no successes of substantial worth that last. There's nothing he's done for thousands of years. He's fighting fucking infants and children and gaining small short-term victories and being proud of that. And the fan base is like, oh man, he kicked through a Susan. No. I'm like, bro, he's fucking 1,000 years old. It's probably what he should be doing to 33-year-olds. Yeah. So I look at fucking 15-year-old Sarada, and I'm like, bro, it took this girl 15 years, 15 years in total to reach this level of power beyond like Kinshiki and the world split. How? So what's so trash and ass about Otsutsuki that Sarada Uchiha can scale to them with no set master, no idea about her Mangekyo, nothing? The fuck is going on?
Okay, so
like and I hate that father shit too. I've said this before. Like I don't like Naruto and Sasuke and Boruto, bro. I can't fucking stand them in Boruto. Like Naruto's a fucking deadbeat father. He didn't even have his fucking parents. You would think that he would be there for his fucking kids. It's just Kishimoto is so fucking selfish for that. Like he could have written something better than this, I think, if he didn't like fucking insert his own personal bullshit into the material in such a blatant way. I just didn't like it. I know some people love it. I know probably you guys love that shit, but it's not my thing, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, I just
definitely not the way
well
it's executed.
Story.
I like some of the lines added in the anime. Like Naruto, or Naruto's just basically like he never had parents. None of the lessons that he really learned were really helpful for being a good parent.
But it's not even being
they
a
only
good parent. It's being there, being present.
Well, but because Naruto feels that he's going to be a bad parent, that's why he's not wanting to be there in a way, which is his flaw.
And he thinks it is, and in the anime, it's just like
Say that?
As long as like Naruto is present and is there, he thinks that he thought that would have been enough. Like you have Hinata,
Exactly.
you have your sister, you have a bunch of friends, but he learns that was wrong, and he had the wrong idea.
He doesn't rectify the issue though. He just continues on doing the same shit.
Well, I mean, in the anime, well, sorry,
like, there's no consequence to his actions. Like, it's just like Boruto, just suck it up, and you just have to accept it. Obviously, Boruto arrived at this conclusion himself, but it was Boruto who matured and grew, not Naruto.
Well,
Naruto, he acknowledged the shit, but he didn't like.
If you look at a lot of their interactions that Naruto and Boruto had in the anime, I'm gonna just talk about the anime because there's no prior to this in the manga. Naruto, a lot of times whenever he would interact with Boruto, would either be there to lecture him, to teach him something, act like he knew a lot about him when like he didn't know that much. He only knew the younger Boruto. So he was treating him like a kid even for situations that maybe didn't warrant it. Every other times, like when he came home from when Himawari was sick, he had very awkward interactions with Boruto. You could tell that he wanted to socialize with him, but he didn't know how because Boruto kept things at a distance because he was irritated with Naruto for not always being there with him. But later on in the series, Naruto has better interactions with Boruto. It's not as awkward anymore. He actually is there to talk to him. He's there to interact with him.
Well, not only that, but everything with Kawaki is the resolution. Like the way Naruto deals with Kawaki as a father, narratively, he's proving Ishiki wrong, like good dads, blah blah blah. That's the result of what he learned in the Momoshiki arc.
Fucking ninja battles, motherfucker. I don't want your fucking daddy fucking son bullshit drama. Give me fucking ninja battles. I want Naruto at the apex of his power, okay? Not that janky ass haircut and them fucking elf ears, okay? I want none of that shit. You could have that Boruto bullshit, okay? I want fucking long haired Naruto looking like Minato on some demon time shit, okay? I want him with the fucking jacket, not like a fucking cape. I want him at the prime of his fucking powers. I want Truth Seeker orbs. I want the exact same 6-pass Sage mode from fucking. I want him flying. I want him. Bro, what the fuck are we doing, bro? Bro out here in a fucking orange jumpsuit with lines on it. It's mid as fuck, bro. Like everything about his man. I don't care about his fucking his fucking Philly fucking touchy Philly bullshit, bro. Give me some cool fucking shit, man. God, like, hey, let's start a brand new series, and hey, let's bring in a brand new demographic, and hey, let's cater to our old demographic while we're at it. And what's the first thing we're gonna fucking do?
No, it did the
The
thing
first
again.
major arc that we're gonna fucking have from the canon material is gonna be fucking some father-son bullshit, bro. Like that's why Boruto took a major L when that fucking shit first came out, because didn't nobody give a fuck about this bullshit. Fuck all that shit, man. No offense to you guys. I know you guys care about that stuff. I've been saying for years, I don't give a fuck about that father-son bullshit.
So, I didn't like it.
In particular with Boruto. I like the Kawaki stuff with Naruto.
I didn't like it back then. Like, it irritated me when I watched the movie, like, back in 2016, I think. But it was mainly just because, like, I hated Boruto.
Okay.
And I was like, I hated Boruto as like a character. He irritated the hell out of me. But then like when I watched it the second time and then the third time, I was like, the more I liked it.
Hey, maybe it's gonna be your Neji versus Kitamaro if I Mello. Maybe you're just gonna love it next time you watch it.
Like
Yeah.
I actually really appreciate those aspects. But at the same time, Mello, I do resonate with you because like
we share, obviously, as you know, some of those similar sentiments and frustrations. For us, that is separate as like power scaling frustrations or plot frustrations. For me personally, as a screenwriter, I personally don't really care about the plot inconveniences as much as annoying as it is. It doesn't really impact the quality of the story for me. But I think, obviously, I agree the plot and the story should be connected, even in a battle shonen. That should just be reflected physically, even in the fights itself. But I can more so excuse the plot things. It's more so the story that I would look at. In that regard, I think, Mello, how you view stories is you look at the plot to become immersed, and based on how much you can trust the story based on that, that's when you can get invested in the story. But if the plot itself isn't immersive to you, then why would you ever even trust the story to even care if it's good or
that's not a Mello thing. That's almost everyone, for the most part. There are going to be exceptions. If you're, especially you, as a writer yourself, you're almost biased towards the narrative. So you especially would be uniquely ignorant of the plot in favor of the story because you have a very specific niche and interest in that specific aspect. 99% of people, if the plot doesn't engage them, they hate it. They won't even look at the story. It's the reason why some anime, I never went past episode 2. Sorry, not gonna
But,
watch the story because the plot didn't engage me. The
Shouldn't that
exception is
be with
JJK because I
everything?
was told it was great, and I just never agreed.
But like, shouldn't that be for everything though? Like, if like the minutia and the details aren't keeping my interest, then I don't care about your broader story. The fuck? Like you've failed to execute properly. At least for me.
In a way, I see that as the opposite thing, since the story is the meaningful thing, and so it's like, if you're getting the little ticks wrong, well, as long as the tack is good, that's what really matters.
Yeah, but okay, but for example, though, you can have a disgusting ass piece of fruit that looks like literal shit, and it might taste great. It might have meaningful story in it, but nobody's gonna eat it, or some people might, but like a lot of people aren't gonna eat it because it looks like shit, smells like shit, even though it doesn't taste like it. Conversely, if it looks like a nice plump apple, all right, now they're gonna try the fruit. Like they'll actually engage with it.
I mean, yeah, hey, that's fair. Yeah, but I would say, obviously, it's very clear that Mello cares about this, considering how passionate he is. You can just tell in his tone of voice as he's saying the things. But he's not only saying, like, all of these plot things first, it is, like, the only thing he is saying in this whole conversation. So it's clearly, like, the focus for him. And even to an extent, I do think it is preference, because the character archetypes, you do definitely seem to prefer, like, round versus flat characters, static versus dynamic characters. You seem to prefer a certain archetype, which I'm curious how that would portray to other media. Like, for example, I'm sure you enjoy Goku as a character, right? Or maybe you don't in Dragon Ball.
In Dragon Ball?
Well,
yes.
Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, the whole
Dragon
story. But yeah.
You know, well, Kid Goku is my favorite Goku.
Okay.
So that's why I identified that personally. But yeah, in Kid Goku, I love his story because he has like growth. I know it doesn't seem like it for some people, but he actually does, especially around the Demon King Piccolo stuff and like a certain death that happens at the start of that arc, or at the end of the Tien Shinhan arc. But like he goes through like a fucking whirlwind of development in that arc alone. Even like the Pilaf saga, where he's like a fish out of water and he's being exposed to the world. That is a journey of growth and progression for the character into this broader world. It's just fantastic writing. I love Dragon Ball. Z is a different story. Z is really interesting though, because Goku, I'm sorry, maybe like Z dub, because they portray him as like a superhero, but that betrays his character in a way. But like the whole stuff with his heritage, coming to terms with like who and what he is, and having to like deal with like his past with the Red Ribbon Army, the Cell Saga, and like that coming back to bite him, and like how his past actions could like haunt his family, his legacy, his like all this stuff. Like that's great fucking writing. So yeah, I love Goku in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Super, on the other hand, probably
we'll just ignore that.
Probably.
So okay, moving on. But sticking with the writing. So Mello, real quick, I am curious. When you say that Kawaki was your favorite character in part 1, but in 2 Blue Vortex, you don't like him as much.
And I say I say he's the best
written.
Best
I think
not my favorite character.
Wasn't Sarada your favorite?
Okay.
Yeah, in part.
Who else did you like more than Kawaki? I'm curious.
In part 1?
Yeah.
Mitsuki.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Shikamaru.
I actually liked Boruto more than Kawaki too.
I did not like Boruto in part 1 at all. Like for me, the glow up for Boruto from TBV to part 1 is astronomical. Like there's a fucking ocean of a fucking galaxy of a chasm in between those two characters. Like TBV is such a different fucking character. Like I don't even when I think of part 1 Boruto, I like cringe and want to puke in my mouth in comparison. Like that's how poorly, like I hate his design, I hate his fucking hairstyle, I hate his fucking too short shorts and his too short fucking, then he gets the fucking chincletas. I hate his fucking copycat jutsu fucking fighting style is lame as fuck. All he's just a Naruto, like he's fucking reactive instead of proactive. His own series is ran by a whole other fucking dude that's not him. And his best moments aren't even him, it's fucking Momoshiki. Like I don't like part 1 Boruto at all. He's fucking trash. Part 2 Boruto, on the other hand, is a fucking the god level glow up. Jesus Christ,
Okay.
that character is fucking godly.
I think
So this is-
Boruto is only good because of part 1 Boruto.
This is very interesting
Fuck
now.
no.
Okay, so
Fuck no.
yes.
so we
Yeah,
have
to be
a
honest, I
Obviously
don't
whole
for
like
obvious
TBV
reasons,
anymore.
right? Like he like his characterization and stuff, but like nah.
Like Boruto's like cooler to me now, but like I don't like him any more now than I did then.
Honestly,
I
I only
do,
really
bro.
like Kawaki arc and Code arc Boruto. The other Borutos, I don't care. I do like his character arcs in the first few
Mhm.
arcs, but I don't like him as that much at the time. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I like his arc.
So I'm glad we got the clarification though. So Mello, you think Kawaki has good writing, but isn't your favorite character in part 1, and Boruto isn't your favorite character, but I'm assuming in comparison to how much you like Boruto, you think his writing is better than how much you like him as a character in part 1.
I don't like anything about part 1 Boruto.
Okay, so
At
you
all.
think Boruto's writing as a character in part 1 is also bad, regardless of the fact that you hate him?
I so there's a difference between like what I prefer and like actual bad writing,
Yes.
right? So I imagine if maybe I have father issues, I don't know my dad, so I have no like emotional distress about not knowing that person. So I don't like I have zero emotional anything about that. So I can't relate. And then also I don't have kids. Don't want them, never will have one. I think it's immoral to bring kids into this sick fucking world. So I'll never have kids. So I can't relate to like the son or the father. So, but that doesn't mean like the stuff is in a very literal sense, getting away from my hyperbolic entertainment rhetoric. In a very literal sense, it doesn't mean like it's dog shit writing. It could be excellent writing. It's just not my cup of tea. It doesn't.
Yeah, you just
it
can't
doesn't
relate.
reach me. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so story-wise, to Blue Vortex
Done with this
Boruto
minor.
in comparison to part 1, do you like, again, outside of liking him, do you think like he's written better in part 2 in comparison to part 1?
How much does Aura do for you?
No, he's not written
Interesting.
better. He's not written better in part 2.
Okay,
He's
so
written better in part 1. Yeah.
this is where I wanted to get to Kawaki, because you said you think he's the best written character in part 1, but not in part 2. So for Kawaki, and we'll get to Boruto next, for Kawaki, do you think his writing has reverted him as a character, or has it stagnated, which in comparison to part 1, it was only an upward slant? His writing just
Or
got better and better.
a third option is it's not a reversion, it's a new path, but it's just bad.
Yeah, so like in other words, did they actively harm his writing, or is it just that he's not being written, whereas in part 1 he was? It's similar to Rock Lee in Shippuden. He was there, but he wasn't there, if you catch my drift.
It's very similar to Rock Lee, actually. That's
Okay.
a great comparison. Repeat the whole thing again. I got like 2 options, then I got 3 options, and you reiterated the options. Sorry.
So, do you think Kawaki is actively worse, or do you think it's just that he's like not really written there at all in the first place in comparison to part 1?
Oh yeah, I remember what you said. Okay. So I think part 1 is written well, but he's not my favorite. So we established that.
Hmm.
I don't think he can reverse back because in like a negative way, because where he was good in part 1. So he would just go back to being good, not like back to bad. So to address the first one. As far as like fuck, what were the other ones you said?
So, in general, you think that Kawaki's bad in Blue Vortex from part 1. The question is, do you think he's just bad in general, like standing alone isolation, or do you think that's just in comparison to part 1, basically?
I don't know how you not factor in part 1. Because it has to be in comparison, I feel. But then also like if I didn't have part 1 for context out and I just looked at TBV, it's even worse. Because then like I don't have the glory of part 1 to compare. But because I do have the glory of part 1, I have to compare. Because you can't go from like being the main character of another motherfucker show to being like Rock Lee and Shippuden. That's nasty work, and I need an explanation for that.
So, like, as an example, let's say that Lee in part 1 is like a 10 out of 10. He's just best written character of all time. But in Shippuden, we'll say he's like a 7 out of 10. So rather than great, he's good. But that means he would still be good as a character. Whereas if he's hypothetically a 4 out of 10 in Shippuden, well, he's just actively bad as a character now. So it's not in comparison. He just is bad, like almost standalone, if that makes sense. It's like, where would Kawaki be? Would he be like the 7 to where he is still good, he's just not great? Or he's like the 4 out of 10 to where he just is bad in Two Blue Vortex?
Well, I'm not sure if I can add like a numerical value, but
It's fine. It's fine. You get the idea, I think.
Maybe.
The numbers are just to give you like
an example.
Maybe
a
I
sense of
answered the
direction.
question already. Have I not answered the question? I think Kawaki is. I think part 1 magnifies how bad part 2 is, and without part 1, I don't really have any reference to even know Kawaki's a good character to begin with. He just would be what I see in TBV, which would be mid as fuck, and I wouldn't really have any emotional tether to him because they didn't do any work to get me there.
Okay.
I think the character is. I think Kamui said, like, is he down a new path, or like this is a completely new path, a new direction for the character? Well, I don't think so. I think obviously in some senses because it's like a whole new story and plot and stuff. But I think the foundational stuff is still there, right? The omnipotence is still lingering. Naruto's still gone. Hinata, Himawari, Boruto's conflict, but it's on the back burner. So it's like they don't know what the fuck to do with the character outside of that stuff, and that stuff isn't important right now. So like, what the fuck do I do with this guy? And you can see it through the writing. They don't know what the fuck to do with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a regression. It's not you may call it a new path. The character, I think you said it best maybe, is that he's a very stagnant character right now.
To be
and
honest,
you might even be able to say
I think
he's
a
barely
more
even in the
accurate way of
series
describing
right
it,
now.
rather than running in place. Like, so, all
Probably
right,
is
I'll
the
give you
point.
3 options. You can just run forward. You can run in place. That's stagnant. What I actually think they've done with Kawaki, and I'll give an example, is he runs backwards 10 feet, forward 10 feet, backwards 10 feet, forward. He's like going back and forth. So on average, he's stagnant, but he keeps going back and forth. For example, he wants to kill Boruto because he thinks Boruto will lose control to Momoshiki. What happens in Chapter 9? He's surprised that Boruto can't control karma. The reason he wants to kill Boruto. He's surprised about it. And then he regurgitates his philosophy on why he wants to kill Boruto. And he like regresses the reasoning to just Otsutsuki are bad. Then he progresses, oh, it's Momoshiki, then it's Otsutsuki are bad. He's going back and forth with things.
it's like nobody taught, like he has no introspection, no extrospection. He didn't look inwards, he didn't look outwards. Nobody talked to him. Nobody, it's like fuck, like
Why
this
would
character
he
never
have any of that though?
just through immaturity, just through time. Like I arrived at certain conclusions just over time. Just like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, just like how
just because I
Kakashi
can.
trained over time to get unfathomably stronger, apparently.
Beyond comparison.
Beyond
comparison. That's crazy. I don't trust that translation, by the way. But yeah, that shit. It's like, man, look, the character is stagnant, maybe, but for me, stagnation is basically regression in a way.
Yeah.
Because like you imagine, like Boruto's moving forwards. He's going up. His stock is going up for all the reasons I mentioned. Sarada, I mean, what the fuck was last chapter, right? Like up. So by being stagnant, you're kind of going down.
Exactly.
As everyone rises, you just right. You're the floor becomes the basement because we're going up. So through that mechanic, yeah, I think he might just be fading away as a character. And I think if you want your character to maybe take some lumps, you got to write it in a competent way. There's certain ways to have a character take a L. You got to protect them. And to do it this disrespectfully, it's odd. It's bizarre, actually. It's almost like a vendetta against the character. It's fucking weird.
Ooh, I wonder. There's a certain character in One Piece that I'm curious of how you feel about them.
I
But
definitely
I'll
think
see
you
that
answered that
another time.
perfectly. Yeah, I would say, yeah, I agree with you. I think they're focusing on a lot of other things. I first of all, I think it's just not planned out, or at least what they planned for wasn't for Kawaki, but they want to include him there. They just didn't plan out. They don't know how to include him. And so they're having him there, but he can't do anything because the focus isn't on him, and they didn't plan for him to have something while the focus is on other things. And that just actively is.
And that's
taken
why
away.
they should have just written him out.
Yeah.
You know,
Should've
what's
went
the
to a
point
different
having him
world.
there if he's not going to do
Traveled.
anything?
All their Otsutsuki. Isn't that what everybody thought he was gonna be doing? Like
Yeah.
going to different planets, fighting Otsu. Like, why the fuck has he just been in Konoha this like for 3 years, fucking around? Like, what's going on?
Kawaki literally thinks, well, before the Shinju, Boruto and Code are the only threats he needs to worry about. He just isn't considering the possibility of others for
He
some
can travel through dimension. Just go and come back. Like, he act like he can't come back. Like,
Why is he even shrinking the claw marks in chapter 1? Doesn't he want Code to come to him?
reason.
he's fucking. He's a
Good point.
weirdo,
Naruto's
bro.
spilled away, so like, no worries there.
I mean, maybe he's concerned about like the village Naruto loves, the people, his daughters, but it's just fucking weird. Like, I don't know, just it's so bizarre to have written his character this way. And
I mean, there is
I'm
a
not
common
entirely-
trend though. People sitting around doing nothing for years with no explanation. Hello, Mitsuki, Kawaki, the Shinju. It's a common trend in Two Blue Vortex.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, by the way, I forgot to ask earlier. So, like, do you like the themes in Naruto? So, like, Naruto and Haku talking about tools, or Naruto and Neji talking about destiny, etc., etc. Naruto Gar talking about loneliness.
Yes, but in relationship to when those themes were brought up and what they facilitated.
Okay, so it's not that you just want the ninja fights. It's that you, in particular, don't like the father-child dynamic as a theme in and of itself for the Naruto franchise.
It's I might be able to stomach the Naruto Boruto father-son theme if you presented Naruto in a way that I approved of. As it stands, you fucked me over in that regard, and then the only thing I got left to the whole as a foundation to stand on, right, is like the story and the plot revolving this like character. Like, what's the overarching story, and then like the intricacies of it all, and that's not interesting to me. So if you gave me one and not the other, maybe I can rock with it. But you fucked me over twice. His presentation is shit, and then also the story and plot surrounding him is shit. I can't relate to it. Now, again, it could be written well, and I just objectively or subjectively do not enjoy it or like it. But yeah.
So, obviously this applies to the first arc, the Momoshiki arc. I'm assuming this extends equally as much to the Ishiki arc? Or was that, if not good, at least better than the Momoshiki arc there? How it's
When does
portrayed.
the Ishiki arc start, and when does it end?
Let's just say when Kawaki's brought back to the village.
Okay.
So when he meets
Because I
Naruto.
wasn't reading the
Kawaki arc
manga back
starts
then.
But like for the
Over
sake of
chapter
this
25.
Kamui, we should say when Kawaki meets Naruto.
Okay.
'Cause I started reading the manga post Goro fight.
Yeah, exactly. So
I never
right
see
there.
anything before them. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Right there.
Sorry, what was your question? Like, which one's better or
So
something?
no, it's so I think you would agree the father-child theme is portrayed better in the Ishiki arc. But do you think it's portrayed good or just better in comparison to what came before?
I think it was done better in comparison.
Okay, but it's still not like
And-
good for you. So I think the way to answer that would be, first of all, you said that you disapprove of Naruto, seemingly in the Momoshiki arc. I'm assuming that you disapprove of Jigen as a father. His parenting method, all that. I'm assuming you disapprove.
I like like I said earlier in the stream, I like the Jigen Kawaki dynamic, and I like the Jigen Naruto Kawaki trio. I like that whole power like conflict between fathers fighting over the son shit. I think that's cool, and it's mostly cool because, and here's the reason for it. It's really just Naruto and Kawaki. Because I'm sorry, Ishiki is fucking trash. I keep saying this because it's true, but Kawaki in particular, Naruto does with Kawaki what he should have done with Boruto. He actually spends time with him. It's fucking insane. I don't know why for Kawaki he chose to do this. Maybe it was just because I can rationalize it. He's more so a mission and less parenting. It just kind of turned out to be parenting. But like he spends time with Kawaki. He trains Kawaki. He does everything with Kawaki that he should have been doing with Boruto from the word go. But he does it with Kawaki. There's this scene where they're like in Ino's flower shop. And Kawaki has like a panic attack, a flashback, and then Naruto hugs him. Like that shit is powerful. Like to this day, I think I shed a tear reading that shit. That shit was fantastic. Great writing. Or like when Naruto picks him up, he's like, "Come on, my stupid son." Like takes him home off the Hokage Stone Mountain, faces things. That's great shit, man. I mean, great shit. When like the conflict between Jigen and Kawaki inside of Naruto's home, and like the little baby horn grows, and then Naruto like a parent shouldn't scold his son, like all that bullshit, right? Like all that's like really, really solid in comparison to like the Boruto shit. So where like the shit he should have been doing with he did with Kawaki, he should have been doing with fucking Boruto. He actually never even does any of that ever, actually. Even after being called out on it, Boruto's the one who has to make a pivot, not Naruto. That bullshit persists. And then also like Naruto's not Boruto's not as compelling as Kawaki as a character. Kawaki's started from shit, which is always going to be better than like the guy who had every fucking thing and had to lose it apparently, even though he still has every fucking thing. His daddy's okay, his mom's okay, and they're younger too. And his fucking sister's okay, his fucking village is okay, his friends are all okay, his fucking his love interest is okay, like she just got a power up, everybody okay. Motherfucker ain't lost shit. Okay. Yeah, so like Kawaki just a better written character. So even from that dynamic, I prefer Kawaki over Boruto. I prefer the dynamic between Kawaki and Naruto over Boruto and Naruto. And just the ancillary stuff surrounding the arc is just better in comparison. So yeah.
The adjunct stuff surrounding it, even?
Hell no. You really brought that back.
Okay, it sounds like you actually do like the story of that arc, just not the plot, which I think would be consistent with everything else. That's interesting.
That arc?
Of the Ishiki arc, yeah. Because everything you like with Kawaki, you wouldn't like with Boruto, but that arc is surrounding Kawaki in this regard, which means Boruto is just left on the back burner, less of the focus, even though he's the main character. So I think that all tracks and makes sense.
Bad writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad writing for Boruto. Well, not bad. It's kind of negligent. It's like,
I get you.
You know what? How about this? It's not as good as Kawaki.
Okay. I think how I would answer this question, what I mean by approve of the Jigen father stuff, I mean like, do you think he's a good father or a bad father? Not if he's written well as a bad father.
Oh, is Jigen a good father or a bad father? Yeah, he's definitely a bad father.
Yeah, that's the obvious answer. That was my assumption. Okay, yeah. So I would say, from a writer's perspective, what they're trying to do is have Naruto be diametrically opposite of Jigen when it comes to being a father. So, because we agree Jigen's a bad father, Naruto is supposed to be portrayed as a good father, the exact opposite of Jigen in this arc, in the exact specific manner, the aspects of what makes Jigen a bad father. Whatever you may think that is, if you think it's cruelty from Jigen, then Naruto has to portray empathy, as an example. So whatever you think that may be in this arc, that's what is intended. The question is, do you think they actually executed that? Or do you think they almost flopped, they failed it in a way to where Naruto isn't portrayed as the opposite of Jigen when he was supposed to be? In terms of the fatherly dynamic, how he's supposed to act as a father.
So you're asking me, do I think they succeeded in showing that Naruto is like a reflection, the opposite of Jigen as a father?
So not that Naruto's a good father, whereas Jigen's a bad father, because that's too broad. Mm-hmm. Specifically, the specific thing or things that make Jigen a bad father does Naruto reflect the opposite of that?
Give me a second to think. I guess I'll think out loud because it'd be weird if I didn't. So my thought process is like, what makes Jigen a bad father? And then I would say it's the physical abuse, one of many things: physical and psychological abuse, verbal abuse. We would just stick with that, keep it simple.
Okay.
So for Naruto, what makes him a good father? He's attentive. He listens. He also provides pretty good advice to Kawaki. And he just makes himself available and present, even if he doesn't have all the answers. I think that's pretty good. He enables Kawaki quite a bit, though. The only person that really holds Kawaki accountable is Boruto. The only person is just Boruto. Nobody else does it. Himawari makes excuses before she slaps him. Hinata. Himawari treats him well because she's a kind child. Naruto, like everybody just babies him except for Boruto. So that might be kind of a negative. And then also that enabling behavior created a household to where this motherfucker felt comfortable enough to seal you away in your own fucking house. Why are you wearing your slippers? Okay, like not my fucking house. I would have set my fucking foot down. He would have knew better not to. So like, but ultimately, yeah, I get your point. Yeah. So
Okay.
I would agree with you. Yeah.
So
A really
real
quick
Kamui.
way.
If you got a quick point, go for it. But
Well, I was gonna say a really succinct way you could just. I mean, I don't know if you would prefer this answer, but a succinct way to describe the Naruto versus Jigen thing is just Jigen treated his son Kawaki as an object. Naruto treated Kawaki as a human.
yeah,
That's the very succinct way to do it.
Sticking with
I like that.
Mello's descriptors, because I think this is important for Mello's answer. So Mello's answer for why Jigen was a bad father, it boils down to abuse, whereas Naruto, it boils down to being attentive, being caring, etc., etc. So stripping away Jigen and Naruto and being left with the traits themselves, would you personally consider being attentive, listening, etc., as the opposite of abuse? Or if not, what would you consider to be the opposite of abuse? Because that is what Naruto should be portraying in the story.
To your first one, not necessarily the opposite. People could be listen. They can listen and be attentive and caring in a way that's designed to manipulate.
Like
I've heard plenty of
selfishly.
stories about that. I'm sure you have as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's not inherently true.
Okay.
And what was the second question you said?
So if it's
something
not
about-
that,
yeah.
then what is the opposite of abuse? In your eyes.
I think the opposite of it would be the things that I described about Naruto, actually, which I think plays into the point of trying to make him a opposite parallel to Jigen.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I would say the story did succeed. So I would say, regardless of your opinions on the plot, the story should succeed in what it's trying to do.
I don't disagree, but I still don't like some of the beats. Yeah.
Yeah, that's completely
Like-
fair. It's just preference at that point. But yeah,
yeah.
I think that's fine.
Yep.
I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
What time is it? I'm surprised you guys are still up.
It's very late or early, depending on your perspective.
I got completely distracted from doing line art, so like I just like lost track of all time.
Have you finished your Yu-Gi-Oh video?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it wasn't my video; it was somebody
The
else's
Eli
video.
video or whatever.
I
know.
hate. Yep,
Well,
I
link it
finished
to me. I
editing.
want to check it out.
Okay.
Wait, whoa, what was that?
I don't.
Take some
Really?
pride, man. Did you do a good job? Like, what's going on?
Mediocre.
Don't say that, man. Don't say
A
that.
boy's gotta be honest.
So you did a mediocre job and still got paid?
Hey, who said anything about getting paid?
Well, you did that job for free?
Yo,
Come on, Saran. Come on.
I should have asked for money. In retrospect, as soon like 2 days after that video, I was like, wait, hold on.
Or at least
Special
like get some
extra money.
percentage of the revenue.
Saran,
but
I will
Mhm.
give you some money
Hit
if
up.
you do my April Fool's Day video, okay?
I'm just considering doing it. Like, why not? I mean,
I just want it to be done. And I don't feel like editing it anymore because I'm so salty about it.
Oh my goodness. Well, you have a whole year to do it.
Exactly.
Did you guys have any other topics before I head it out?
I'm topic to doubt.
Technically, yes, but it's like 7 a.m.
it's just a video.
Bro, I hate these fucking No offense, but I hate these fucking thumbnails, bro.
Well, why do you say no offense? Are you referencing my thumbnails?
Huh? Oh no, well, one of you guys might have made the thumbnail, so I don't know.
Well, what
I mean,
thumbnail
social
are you
thumbnail.
looking at? Oh, the
I think it's
video
like the one for Eli's video.
I don't
okay.
know
Well, I
who
did
made
not
the
make
thumbnail.
that, so don't worry.
Like
None of us
to
do.
me, if I see like it's not even close or the honest truth, I just ban your channel. Like I literally don't watch it. I block your channel. I literally will not watch your shit. I hate that fucking shit.
Well, Mello, is it okay
Mhm.
if I did it as an April Fool's video?
I mean, I don't care.
I'm
I mean, if
assuming
I
you
know you, then
don't
yeah,
even
but
know
like,
what video I'm
like,
referencing.
if I don't,
Yeah.
I have no clue.
So I did
But if
Was it
a
how
if I
to
don't,
beat
if,
Jiraiya
if I
versus
know
the
you,
dog
that's
eat?
cool. But if I don't know you,
Yeah,
fuck.
so me and Kamui and Daigo did a April Fool's video collab thing last year. It was Itachi versus Jiraiya, the honest truth, not even close, all that. It was a 30-something minute video to where we never got to the actual topic, and we only dragged out the call to actions or introductions or etc for as long as we can, and that's literally the entire 33-minute video.
I mean, we start to talk about it, but then immediately interrupt ourselves and subscribe.
Yeah, we're going over every
Wait,
analytic
was this-
possible.
Was this done on purpose or like kind of
Yes,
just something you
yes.
stumbled into? Okay.
It sounds like something they.
Yeah, no, that was the
even
idea
do.
of it going into it. It's actually hilarious though.
It's
Stupid.
funny because like you would actually do it like on by accident too.
Arosa said, just saw that on someone's thumbnail. Yeah. I'm.
I
It's
don't
just swagger jack and shit. Like none of these fucking people have an original thought in their fucking, but they just see other people do shit and they just take it. It's like when I started doing like the whole revealed in all caps, and then all of a sudden like other people blah 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 revealed. I'm like, you motherfucker, I know you weren't doing this before I did this shit 5 years ago because I looked and checked. The whole community is not doing this shit. You fucking swagger jack, and you see something successful, you just take it. I hate that shit, bro. Although we all do it to a degree, still, I don't like it. So like, so if I see this thumbnail, I'm thinking, he just got this idea from somebody else. How creative is this fucker? Like, do I want to watch his shit? Like, he's not even inspired enough to create a fucking title or a thumbnail that's distinct and unique to himself. To the point where like the same fucking words, I can't, bro.
Well, given
Well,
the benefit
he's
of the
creative
doubt,
enough to put the hashtags in the title.
that's hilarious.
Oh, and to be
Wait, are
clear,
you
I don't know
serious?
this. I don't know this person. I'm just using him as an example. I don't know this
Like,
person.
you
Never
put
met
the
this person.
hashtags
so-
in the title to even.
This
I'm not
isn't a
trying to,
YouTube short, right?
To give him
put
the
the
benefit
hashtag
of the
in
doubt,
titles.
from what I've heard from Sauron, this is his first video, and he's not technologically literate at all. So the fact he was even able to make this in the first place is almost a miracle in comparison to where he should have been.
I mean,
So,
we all start somewhere.
yeah.
Well, that would make more
Wait,
sense to me then, because
it's
when I first
not
started,
his
I was
first
doing this kind of
video?
stupid shit too. So
Mm.
that
I
kind of
thought
makes
it
more
was
sense.
his first video. It's not. Okay.
Oh,
well,
it's
turns out
not
I was
even?
not.
wrong.
Okay, I take it back.
It's not his
I mean, that's
first
what you
video.
told me, Sauron.
Oh,
I was
There
under
goes
the
that
impression
excuse.
that it was.
Oh, it's just that bad. Okay.
How many videos
But
does he
again-
have?
again, I'm not trying to talk down to this individual. I don't know this person. Don't really care to know him. But I'm just saying, like the concept of what I'm talking about. It could be anybody, the hypothetical, whatever.
So if you're
Oodie,
listening
what
to
is
this,
this group
Eli,
chat? The false perfectors.
Mello loves you. it's my group chat. What do you want to say?
Now I'm curious. Who else is a false perfecter?
It's no one you know. It's a bunch of other people.
A bunch of people, huh?
Does it say how many is here? 8 members. There you go.
Nah, bro. It's too many N words in the first 10 seconds. I'm good on this video. But I hope.
N-words?
Yeah, I can't. I don't like hood ghetto shit. I genuinely can't stand that shit. Even like growing up in those environments, I fucking hated that place. I hate that shit. So when people like that ghetto hood shit, I can't stand it. I can't stomach it. Like the whole N-word stuff is so corny and lame and sorry. Yeah, so like when I hear people, yeah, man, cool, man, they're just mimicking shit they've heard from like rappers or like people on fucking Discord or Twitter. It's so
Mello.
corny and uninspired. Yeah.
How many? This is how.
Yeah.
This is how I knew that he did it off the top, because like the amount of us, uns, you know, all the filler words that people use. All of them
Yeah.
are in this video, and this was an edited recording. I can tell because there's cuts in the recording. So he was like, "Yeah, all those are fine to be in there," and I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
"Bro,
you won't get as much as the in any of my recordings, but I
Mello.
eliminate all that shit.
Mello." The original recording that he sent me that is edited was around 14 minutes long. I cut it down to 11 minutes and 26 seconds.
Just cutting out all the bullshit.
Yes. And I
Well,
think
look.
I actually could have gotten away with editing it another minute down.
Well,
But
let's be fair to him. It seems like he's a new content creator.
He's new to
and he's
this,
like,
yeah.
yeah. So he'll get better, I'm sure, the more he sticks with it. And you know, maybe if you have a relationship with him or something, maybe you can give him some advice or something of the sort if you think he's just, you know, could use it. But I just want to like I'm in a phase right now in my life to where I really am off that negative toxic drama bullshit. So I want to make this perfectly clear again. I have no problem with this person. Never met this person. He's probably a decent person. So check his stuff out if you guys want to. I don't know, but yeah, just to be clear, because somebody come on my channel wanting to smoke, you will fucking get it. So just to be clear, know who you fucking with before you come.
He's gonna get better. It's the time just makes you better at certain things.
Yeah. So hopefully.
With what little videos I created, which wasn't much before, I was like, yeah, whatever. I typed everything out before I said anything.
Same.
I used to do that.
I had
I don't need to do
absolutely
so much
no
now, though.
confidence to say anything off the top.
I mean, I can.
Yeah,
I
I
just
used to
know
do
I'm
it
gonna
like that.
say it better if I take the time to script it.
I will say though, I did kind of like bullet point this Yu-Gi-Oh video, mostly because I haven't scripted a video in years, and it's really good to use those skills. Like you don't want that stuff to, because I worked really hard on just like developing certain skills. I don't want to lose, so that's the only reason why I scripted this one. But you don't really, after a certain point, you shouldn't really need to. But I suppose it just depends on individuals, I guess. So yeah. But I don't see anything wrong with the edit. It's not like super intricate, but it gets the job done. Especially for free. That's good business. So can't beat free. So.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
I'm interested in how you edit it for a show you have no idea about. That's interesting. I've never tried to do that before.
Sarada kept talking about that.
Was it difficult? I'm actually curious.
It actually was. Yeah.
Like,
Because
imagine me making a Black Clover video. I wouldn't know what the fuck to
never
do.
edited a video where I had absolutely no knowledge of anything that I had absolutely no knowledge on where to find the things that I needed for the video. Like for Naruto, I know episode numbers. No, I know Naruto chapters. I know Boruto chapters. Even for One Piece, it would be easy for me. This, I had no idea where anything was, so it was hard for me. And because some of this stuff is only pertaining to the anime, I had to like find certain sections that I have absolutely no idea where they are.
Bro,
So
if
I
you
had
would
to
have came to me, I would have had an encyclopedia. I would have gave you the numbers. You would have had everything. But,
So I had to like I had to read manga chapters that I've never read. I had to watch episodes that I've never read. I had to watch portions of movies that I've never watched. That's why the video took a week. Because also when
for free? Nah, bro.
When I'm also not invested in what's being said in the video, that made it harder too. Because there was a lack of investment, quite frankly. I just wasn't that interested in what was being said.
Yeah. It happens.
But yeah,
But that's interesting.
I'm probably not gonna edit for a video for something that I've never watched before again. I probably
Yeah,
won't
especially
do
not
that.
for free, man.
But yeah.
You gotta start value your time a little bit more.
But like I'm really harping on it, but like for not knowing, I think I did a decent job.
I say you did a fantastic job from what I'm seeing.
I'd say that this is better than a lot of editing that I see on YouTube for series that they have watched. So you know.
Bro, if someone doesn't watch this video, it won't be because of the editing. Trust me. So you're fine. But always remember, just for future reference, whatever you create that's public, if you want to get work doing this, always put your best foot forward. So when people reference your stuff, they'll have you always know, hey, I don't care what you point to. You can close your eyes, spin around with your finger out. Whatever you stop at, I already know I put my heart and soul in that shit. So it's gonna be good.
Mhm.
That's my philosophy for everything I do when it comes to editing. So just that. So if it's something you're not proud of, don't fucking present it. Don't turn it in. Like even if it took you another week or two, only present stuff that. But again, I'm not trying to scold you, so
No.
Take it or leave it.
That's a perfectly understandable mentality to have.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the rest of this. Because I'm actually curious about the conclusion. Because I'm making a video similar to this, as I said. So I'm actually curious. I'm the target demographic for this, so this is perfect. But yeah, you guys,
you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, right?
I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, boy. Okay, I'm very high on the ladder. Okay, but yeah, you guys have a wonderful day. Actually, it's 7 a.m. So I think it's time.
I'm gonna go to bed now. I got way too distracted by this line art. All right.
All right, Saran. Peace, bro.
Bye.
Peace.
See ya.
Ood, I'll see you boys later.
I'll see you.
See ya.
Peace. Wait, are you guys gonna continue?
No.
I didn't know if Oodie was back yet or not. He said he had the BRB. I was gonna wait for him, but guess we don't have to.
I got you. All right, later, boys.
All right, see you.
Oh, did you guys want to do something for like the actual leaks or something?
Oh, we could.
Probably. I don't know when those will be out, but
yeah, it's up to you guys. All right, peace.
All right, see you.
See ya.
I'm glad we got a lot of the things we wanted to talk in, even if it was
hold
over the
on,
course
my
of
headphones died. What?
I'm glad. Even if it took probably. Oh, you're echoing.
Yeah, because I have to use my. It's fine. Just deal with it.
Even if it took like 5 hours longer than it should have, I'm glad I got to say at least a lot of the things I wanted to say.
We did, in fact, do that.
Yes. Well.
Also, this is interesting. The automatic ad slots is new, and it just automatically wants to insert a lot of ads into this video, and I'm just gonna try it.
Okay. Hopefully that applies to Walky Talky too.
Yeah, I don't know if cause this is new. Before it wasn't doing what it has on this next video here. I also need to. I don't know if I want to upload. I'm kind of torn on whether I should upload Kawaki's Defenses Makes No Sense today, or if I should try and finish my sneak peek-ish related thing. Basically a video inspired by the sneak peek more than anything. ASAP. Or if I should just upload and then the Kawaki one later, or I should do the Kawaki one now and then give myself like 2 days to finish
I would do the Kawaki one. I don't think you need to rush the sneak peek ASAP. It could be a couple days from now.
Yeah, it just needs to be before the spoilers, because it's about things I want to see discussed in the chapter, really.
Yeah.
Alright, well, it's just that.
As long as
I
it's
need
not like
Space Tiger for an updated thumbnail thing, though, ideally, because I wanted him to try a different Kawaki. I mean, not that it's a big deal, but Either way,
Low-key.
there's no copyright problem, so that's good.
Low key, I'm still sharing my screen. I am really proud of the latest thumbnail I made for my screenwriter react channel, the April Fool's video. Let's see, where is it? It's in the For Stream tab. This. I think this actually bangs. I low key, I unintentionally hit with this one. This is good in my opinion.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember us getting through that. We got through that?
This was the Breaking Bones one.
I know. I mainly remember the Konohamaru one. But...
That's, by the way, that's now my Halloween video that's gonna come out.
The Konohamaru one?
Yeah, it kind of works. It's spooky. Ooh, hears and dies.
Oh, that's what happened to that.
Yep. Mainly because Rain couldn't finish it even close in time. And obviously I couldn't because I was working on this one. But yeah, I think this thumbnail just slaps. And I did not mean to go this hard. It just works, in my opinion. Looks pretty good. But anyways, I'm glad I got to hype this up.
What do you think? What should I title Kawaki's Defenses Makes No Sense?
Well, you already know. What you're saying is the perfect title, but
For the
you
Walky Talky
shouldn't
channel.
do that. Exactly. You shouldn't do that. You should, but you shouldn't. Well, I don't know what the video is actually about or saying, but I mean, if not makes no sense, you could at least use one of the other used playlist titles here.
Well,
Such as
here's what I thought.
Kawaki's defenses are not
It's
what you
what I
think.
have in the thumbnails text. Kawaki's power-up is a major problem.
That works.
Isn't a lie. Because a lot of it is just, it makes no sense. But later in the video, I do directly discuss why this whole thing is problematic. Because he's of the power-up he's inevitably going to get. So that wouldn't be a lie if I title that. And it also could get some people who are expecting some other video. But
No, I think that title is going to work fine. In my opinion.
I don't know if I want to add something like a critique or something, or if I just want to leave it as Kawaki's power-up is a major problem.
I think it works. I think it works. By the way, you said it's doing like the auto ad thing that you can do. I know that submitting manual ads is already a thing, but does
it just already had like a bunch of ads and more than I normally would do.
Okay, but like I'm assuming that if you don't do manual ads, that it just automatically adds ads to the videos anyways.
It automatically does before it was just the beginning and end. Now it's just automatically adding these extra ad slots that it didn't used to do.
Okay. So like on all of our old videos, the beginning and end are now gonna be having ads there.
Yeah, well, I don't. I mean, I can't check Walky Talky right now because I'm on my computer on this one, but
Well, that's fine.
I have to see what it's doing.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll figure that out. Well, thanks everyone for 1,000 subscribers, and we already have a 1,000 subscriber special planned. Ooh,
I already forgot. Oh,
hyping it up.
Right.
And not saying it out loud. Right,
We
Kamui.
have it planned. We don't know when it will happen.
But probably soon.
Hopefully.
Well, as a direct result of it, things are happening tomorrow, just not with us. But because of the 1,000 subscriber special, something happens tomorrow. But that's being mysterious for another time. And hopefully we can do that next week. Do you want to say the iconic words, Kamui?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, Oodie, if I were to ask you who failed, what would your answer be?
Well, it's on the tip of my tongue. Is it Fleekimoto? No. Is it Bleekimoto? No. Is it Ikimoti? This feels close.
I know who you're talking about. It's Shmikimoto.
Oh, okay. Well, Shmikimoto failed.